Hello everyone. How y'all doing? I see our bot is continuing to struggle, so we're gonna give it a couple minutes here to actually let people filter in, get notified, all that jazz. It's been like a hot second since I streamed, cause I had involuntary hiatuses. I guess it's only been a week, but still. My computer was in the shop, which was not the most fun I've ever had, actually. Turns out, in the year of our Lord 2021, being without internet is a problem. Oh, hello, Javier. Welcome. We're just gonna let them know, since Me6 seems to have totally failed. Voila. Oh, you guys are all turning out to be somewhat too small. Let's make chat bigger and make the game smaller. Perfect. Nailed it. Okay. Hello. Tea. It's important. Also, not oversteeping my new pot of tea is also important. Because turns out it is getting cold here. It is officially decided it wants to be winter, so it is getting rapidly down to freezing. Which means everyone should spam those cozy emotes, because that means I broke out the wool today for maximum coziness. So if you got those sweet, cozy emotes, thanks to the emote competition that was going on, what, 2 weeks ago now? Spam them, because it is the season for hot tea, hot drinks, and cozy wraps of wool. Anyway, we've got a whole bunch of followers that came in over the last while. You know, roughly week since our last stream. So I just wanted, before we hop in, go back to Age of Empires and all that jazz. I just want to give a quick shout out to everyone, because I fell out of the habit of doing that, and that's kind of a problem. But there's a lot of people, and I'm not even sure I've got them all, because Twitch may have just stopped giving me notifications. Anyway, Doctor Who 31, Rimbus Salgawab, Nonamai, Therosis Sylvian, Carmel Vineyard, Alphabet of This, Amusa Fire, Pumpkin Cat, J-Mac, Retro, Pixie Chua Ara, Churdmog, It's Dallin, HS Ninja, Deserim, Blitz, Nostras, Bookworm, Pickle Ah, Laudry, Bella, Blargle Rage Quit, Valiance the Dirge, Phrasal, Totally Not Bees in an Overcoat, amazing name, Kid Calais, Luminescent Blade, Paradoxical, Greg Smash, Tuskor, Gay Little Bard, Friendly Demon, Demonator, Pizza at Sunrise, Fox Spectre, Lumbago Pain, Wizbeth, Coolcom, Breakdown Under, Gibsy, Constababble, Mantis Toboggan, Incredible Wadi, AKMK, Wandering Iceberg, Felis Quartada, Walgalas, Kuplaku, Toggle Monster, Omnissiah Simp, Kiddish Lamek, Kyra, Alex Wathan, Kidney Automata, and Simsilica. Thank you all for the follows, and thank you, Blues, for the 14 months of Tier 1. Jesus. That's a long-ass time. That's a lot of months in a row, by any measure. Anyway, chat, we have... Oh god, AC, that sounds terrible. And that sounds absolutely awful. It is currently 6 centigrade here. It's currently 6, and it might get down to freezing tonight, which is pretty great. Big fan of that. Anyway, What do you say we, having now thanked all of those people, which by the way, that puts us over. My goal for the year was actually to get to 1750 followers. We're at 1768, so that's huge. So new goal, we're gonna try and get up to 2000 by the end of the year, because I think we could do it. I think the content's worth it. Anyway. Exactly. You all seem to think it's good, I seem to think it's good. Therefore, we should be able to get the 200 more followers that we need for the year. Or something like that. Anyway, for anyone who's tuning in for the first time, welcome. To anyone who's been tuning in for 14 months straight, also welcome. It is lovely to see all of you. And we're gonna, get started right in, but do want to let everyone know that if you're followed, you have access to emotes, and I highly encourage using them in chat. Right, we are a little bit more analytical than some of the other history streamers out there, and that's okay, but we're not super rigid where everything needs to be a paragraph. So, if you got emotes, use them, because every emote we've got is 100% genuine historical art, made by real people in a real manuscript from a real place. And they are absolutely delightful. So if you're a follower, you get 5. If you subscribe, you get 5 more. And cheering bits and tier 2, tier 3 subs also get you farther towards getting more emotes. And we'll cycle them a little bit farther out, but we have ones from medieval England, France, the Holy Roman Empire, Ireland, I believe. No, Peak's English. Sorry about that. Malaysia, Java, Ethiopia, and Mesoamerica. It's pretty neat. We've got them from all over the place, from anywhere from the 8th century to the 19th. So, whole bunch of time. Is it? Which one's from Myanmar, Asu? Is that moi? Is moi from Myanmar? Oh, the owls are from Myanmar. Amazing. So our lovely, lovely Shook emote is in fact also from Southeast Asia. You'll love to see it. And that's what I was pretty sure that moi is Javanese. Exactly, Leander. Taking notes with our cute little rabbit. Absolutely the cutest. So, what do you say we actually get in and get started with the game today? Because we're going to be playing more Age of Empires 4. And specifically, we're going to be starting up the 100 Years War campaign, which is going to be really neat. It's going to be super duper neat. I will say, fair disclaimer, I am more familiar with the Normans, or specifically the Angevins, than I am with the 100 Years War. And I am more familiar with the 100 Years War than I will be with the Mongols. And then we'll go back to something I'm a little more comfortable with the Rise of Moscow. Oh yeah. Yep, unfortunately, Javier, our Mesoamerican emote is not currently in rotation, but it will probably hop in sometime around Christmas for our bird. So whenever you see a bird, you can inform everyone by spamming the bird emote. Or, we could just have a random spike in viewership that gets us to partner, and then you'll get access to all 20-something emotes that are in the rotation at the same time. It's just a thought. Nope, Velith, we found out, AC helpfully informed me that bird is from Myanmar, but let me get behind the image. Let's just pull up the image quick. I can just add it to slowly. Emo contest. Burb. We have Burb. It'll be cycling in December. Poof. Leander, you saw him finish the end of the last one. Did they ever properly mention the harrying of the North? Yeah, they actually super did. It was actually, I think that was the best campaign of the lot of them. So they had us basically play as William the Conqueror in about 1080 or so, in order to recapture the city of York from rebels. And while I don't love the framing of the pre-conquest elite as rebels follow after 1066, from William's perspective, it's super good. And I mean, they made that one super annoying. So what I wound up doing was razing the entire town of York before attacking the castle. So, as far as that goes, that was actually, I think, the high point of the Norman campaign. Because the thing that was super cool with it is that there's times, and this is my usual shtick, if you've been around for any time, you're gonna know this, but my usual shtick is looking at how mechanics can communicate historical arguments, and the ways in which we can put ourselves in the shoes, of the motivations and atrocities, of the past, through mechanics incentivizing them. Not mechanics forcing us, but mechanics incentivizing us to do it. And so that was awesome. Yep, Javier, I know you had a big day today, right? You were talking to the Getty Institute, weren't you? So, absolutely get yourself a drink and get some rest. But yeah, I think that particular one of the Harrying of the North was the best one of the Norman campaign, because they actually, like, made the city annoying enough that that it was easy to burn the whole thing to the ground and then take care of the castle, rather than minimizing damage. Ugh, ow. Ow, I just bit my lip quite hard while talking. I'm a professional speaker. I talk to you guys for hours a day, and somehow I can't do it without injuring myself. Good lord. Apparently a week was a long time to be out of practice. But yeah, just made the idea that burning the town was easier than minimizing harm to people, and that was a super good way to communicate kind of what William's motivations were, which was great. Absolutely great. But then the Norman campaign kind of fell off a cliff. I'm not gonna lie, it had some oof. The back half of that campaign had this lovely, lovely problem of make female, military leaders playable, you cowards. And they didn't. And that was a noof. So, we'll see if they do any better on this one. I assume they will because, 100 Years' War. You know who's gonna show up about halfway through. We all know. So I'm just gonna pour myself some fresh hot tea, and then we'll get stuck in with the first scenario. The Combat of the 30.
In 1350, what we know as the idyllic French countryside was a living hell. For more than 15 years, the people had suffered at the hands of English invaders. Little did they know that this war would last for another 100 years.
I mean, it had already technically been going for 13 years at this point.
Plague, there would emerge the modern nation of France.
I see, this is the way we're going today. Okay.
England's King Edward III looked jealously across the English Channel.
Yes.
Wanting France for his own, he had added the fleur-de-lis, the symbol of France, to his own royal standard. This was an all-out declaration of war. And in 1337...
I mean... I think the invading was the declaration of war, not the putting the fleur-de-lis on your thing, but that's fine. That's fine.
As the English burned their way across the land, Philippe's army and his legendary knights marched to meet
Just
them
a bit, KJ.
and came
just-
face to face with the English longbow.
Just a bit.
A simple weapon, but the most devastating the knights had ever faced. The heroes of France fell to storms of English arrows. The war engulfed the French countryside. By 1351, the conflict was focused on Brittany. One fight stands out as a spectacular display of chivalry and a symbol of the wider conflict between the two enemy nations.
Okay.
The combat of the 30 is still commemorated here in Brittany. It was a dispute between two local families, supported by the opposing sides in the war.
Actually, Calais is not even at this, Calais is not even in this campaign. We're not gonna get decimated by Calais.
Each side
We're also not gonna get dominated by Agincourt.
fight on neutral ground. France prepared to defend itself against England's finest.
I don't think that's the way this combat played out. Hold up. I'm pretty sure they were all rotated 90 degrees from this. Anyway, so this battle, actually, to talk about the previous cutscene before we talk about this battle, it was not inaccurate, but it's not thrilling either. It's not thrilling me. So what is true is that Edward III, after the invasion in 1337, is basically unstoppable. Right, the first few engagements of the war, in fact the first several years of the war, are basically just the English army doesn't lose. It doesn't lose at all. By the way, Leander, thank you for the 50 bits earlier. I appreciate that. And that being said, I think they're overstating the extent to which, oh yes, the heroes of France fell to the English longbow. Because the thing is, killing knights is expensive. Killing knights is really bloody expensive. And so you try and avoid doing it, you just kill the knights' horses.
So Jean de Beaumanoir sent a challenge to the English commander. 30 champions on each side would compete in a tournament for final claim to Brittany. With the battle of the halfway oak agreed upon, Sir Jean set out to gather support from local knights.
So, AC, the reason you haven't necessarily heard of this battle is that this is not technically part of the 100 Years' War.
Sir Jean followed the strict rules of chivalry and was expected to protect the local peasantry and ensure peace.
Run that one by me again. Oh, I see. I don't actually have control over these people. Run that one by me one more time, game. Knights designed to control had a responsibility to protect the peasantry and uphold peace. You run all of that by me again, because that's not true. So, the Battle of the 30 is usually said to be part of the end of the Breton Wars of Succession. And what this actually is a proxy war, right? Okay, sorry. Yes, I will cycle back to why it is expensive once I introduce this battle. Oh boy, we've got... Wait, who is under attack? The wolves are under attack, apparently. Apparently the wolves are... What? That's one way of doing it. Okay.
Most medieval tournaments were friendly
Sure.
in nature, held for sport and glory, but the combat
The C word is chivalry.
was arranged between opponents mired in war.
The C word
English raids
is
had torn through
100%.
the countryside of Brittany and brought great hardship to the people.
Now, what is true though is that the the Battle of 30 is held up in the Middle Ages as a prime example of idealized chivalry. I mean, it's set up like a it's set up like a tournament, which is what they've already been saying or
Sir Jean spotted
implying.
an English raiding party attacking a nearby farmstead.
Hooray. No. Neat. We're just gonna spam all of our things here, and then the English raiders get wrecked. All the raiders should get wrecked. We're gonna lose someone in this time. Darn. So, right, them using it in this context isn't actually wrong, because this is like the time when it is most right. Right, this is the time when it is absolutely most right to say, what do you mean, recruit champions to combat the English?
Defeated the English raiders, and Sir Guy de Rochefort
Okay.
joined Sir Jean's party.
Fine. These are absolutely seen as a chivalrous fight, because basically what they did is they set up in what's known as a passage d'armes, which basically means, you know, one group is going to be holding a location. Let's say a bridge. In this case, it's not a bridge, but it's a good example. And the other side is attacking the bridge, and then you have a great tournament. And the Battle of 30 plays out almost exactly like a tournament, in that...
Sir Jean's search next brought him to Sir Geoffroy de Bois, whose squires were contending with a detachment of English
Thank you.
longbowmen. The knights would use the
And
great speed
Sunder.
of their war horses to charge the archers and overwhelm them.
Hooray. That was the plan. Healing and attack speed. Just use all of them. So they actually do get a squad of, kind of,
The English
third...
longbowmen fell.
30 versus
The French
30.
knights knew the enemy would attempt to retake the hilltop fortification and steeled themselves for further attacks.
And this 30 versus 30 format, on one side had French and Breton forces, who we are playing as. The other side actually has primarily English forces, but also some Germans, some Bretons, and at least one Burgundian. And it's not all knights involved. There are some partisans, there are... a lot of people, actually. Let's see, we have, I think, knights, squires, some partisans. Generally trying to mix of people instead of it just being the creme of the crop. Can we use anything else here? No. No, we're just gonna roll them. We will absolutely be getting Jeanne d'Arc later. Anyway, in the time period, this is registered as like, oh yes, look at how chivalrous everyone is. Because supposedly, this combat was fought super honorably. And despite, you know, this actually being a succession crisis, that was being funded by two of the main... Literally two of the primary states
Secured the outpost.
of the Middle Ages. Certainly of medieval Latin Christendom, I should say. everyone seems to behave super nobly. And unfortunately, though, it results in the death of seemingly 9 of the 30 English forces and 4 of the 30 French forces will just die in this battle. Interestingly, this is actually a
young knight held his ground on a bridge in Sir Jean's path.
Okay. New objective, win the duel? Okay. Sure. Just... This is dumb, but alright. This is another classic example of a passage du armes, right? Save, can improve people's honor. Neat. Neat. Yes, I'm aware. So, all the French knights we're getting here are actually historical figures, because the lists are all named. And even though they don't all agree who the names are, it does actually... These are actually historical figures. Anyway. Right. What's interesting about this one, well, I don't think this duel is thought to have happened. They seem to be just adding things to give further development to the battle. What is interesting is they had these spectators around, and even in the main combat of the 30, that is actually a thing that happens. Right? It is a spectator sport. Like a tournament. It is exactly like a tournament.
Sir Jean entered the staging area for the tournament, where he prepared to choose which knights would join him in battle.
I mean, all of them. There are like 30 people here. Wait. What do you mean?
Each knight would be accompanied by his squires, young nobles in training to become knights themselves.
By the way, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 25, 30. Good. Okay. So where is Guy? Are you Guy? You are Guy. I wish to recruit you. Huzzah. And... we'll grab the spears. Oh, that's it. I'm out of oomph already.
Sir Jean had selected his champions.
I'm already out of oomph. This is not great.
Entered the arena, ready for the first round of combat.
Look at this. Look at this. We're getting the spectators, we're getting everything. They're setting it up like it stands. Right. We're getting the stand here. We're getting over here. We're actually getting rounds of combat. Let's set ourselves up properly, though. Thank you. And everyone... Sorry, well, I need to see what that was. Something just fell for no reason. Give me just a moment. It was just silverware, we're good. We're good. Nothing important. Wasn't glass. Unlike my mug that just like yeeted itself off the cliff for a couple weeks ago. I just like fell off my drying rack for no obviously discernible reason. Anyway. Yeah, let's just maul them. Heal. And attack speed. And thunder. Just do everything. Do it all. Do it all. Anyway, while we are fighting in this line and mauling the entire English forces at the same time, let's talk about the broader problem of chivalry. Because while in this case, the combat of 30 is held up as a prime example of chivalric behavior.
Claiming an easy
However,
round, the French champions left the arena to recover.
because everyone kind of behaves fairly nicely. Which is neat. What do you mean research technology? What? Okay. I can get both of those. Okay. Sure. I mean, I can't do anything with the arsenal, I can't do anything with the barracks, but alright. Okay. Sure. Yeah. Return to the field when ready. Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. There's also why it's expensive to kill the knight.
Refreshed and reinvigorated,
Yes.
the French knights returned to the arena for another round of combat.
So, the reason it is expensive to kill a knight
was about to decide which
is
nation
that,
control the Duchy of Brittany.
well, it is actually primarily for... Here we go. More combat. Just attack move. We've completely surrounded them. This is a slaughter. The reason it's expensive to kill a knight is that turns out knights have money, and the far better thing to do, and you're probably related to them, right? The noble families of medieval Europe are intermarrying all the time. Like, not just a little bit, literally all the time. And so you're probably related to some of the people you're fighting, especially for I'll use the word state, but understand that is intentionally problematic. It turns out, yeah, one, killing your relatives is usually bad form, and two, why kill them when you can ransom them?
And his loyal knights claimed victory.
Because when they've got a lot of money, it's far better to hold them prisoner and then sell them back to their families, probably also your relatives, for money.
Did the two sides know this was just the beginning?
Wait, we are 17 years into the conflict. We are 17 years into it. What are you talking about, game? So, yeah, it's, socially considered a bad form to kill a knight. Because it is not considered good behavior. It's economically stupid because why would you not, why would you kill someone when you can get money to keep them alive? And 3 is actually quite difficult to kill them. Right? Not because knights are, the tanks of the Middle Ages or anything insane. But because plate armor is actually quite good at dealing with arrows. If you've got chainmail, you're gonna... Longbows are incredibly dangerous. If you have 14th century articulated plate armor, no. The odds of a longbow puncturing that are extremely low. Armor actually does work really well, and so you can fight someone to exhaustion, take them to your house, throw a party, sell them back for money, call it a day. The times when it does happen that lots of knights get killed, such as at Calais, it's considered bad. It's generally considered extremely bad. Though, of course, deaths do happen because these are martial combats for people who were good at fighting and enjoy fighting. And so, as I said, in the Battle of the 30, 9 of the English 30 died, and I believe 4 of the French did. English and French in problematic terms here, because it's actually Bredons and Bredons. It's just Bredons paid by Edward III, or Bredons paid by the Dauphin. So, let's see what they say here. The combat of the 30 was a bloody return to the pageantry of knightly jousts, but also a return to form. By 1350, jousts were focused on showmanship over actual combat. Grand pavilions hid knights ahead of dramatic reveals. An opening day parade displayed combatants in heraldic glory. Knights wielded blunted arms and competed for a rich purse. But tournaments started as training for war. In earlier centuries, jousts were only part of the tourney. Brutal melees with keen-edged weapons were just as important. Injury and even death were common. The most dangerous of these tourneys opposed national groups of knights, especially French and English, which often devolved into pitched battle. This was the tradition revived for the combat of the 30. So I don't. This is right, but the implication this is saying is that jousts as a form of what you could call professional sports is bad. And I just don't love that. Just on principle, I don't love the idea that saying, hey, social means of negotiating martial prowess and honor that don't result in lots of people dying is a decline that needs to be returned to form. I don't love that. It ain't a good feeling. But what is true in this is that 14th century tournaments are grand affairs. Like, really richly enameled armor, showing off the finest workmanship, feats of skill, jousting through rings, tilting for precision instead of raw power, etc. all happen. And even like what you see here in the image, like this giant crest on the dude's hat, that's right. That's fine. But, 11th century tournaments still were fighting for money, right? You still got payouts at the end. 12th and 13th century ones super did, right? The entire chivalric Arthurian tradition made by poets like Chrétien de Troyes or Marie de France is engaging with this idea of the tournament for show. And while that evolves quite a bit by, say, Mallory in the early 15th century, the ideas are still around 200, 300 years earlier. Yeah. So, meh. It's not a terrible entry by any metric. There's just something that seems weird about it. Anyway, let's see how they're justifying this. I am curious how they're doing it. Yo, Nightbot.
In 1350,
I keep driving it down, and you guys keep over spamming. Oh, you're just saying the same thing again. Oh, that isn't anything actually useful or new. Boo. Now, what are you saying for this?
In the 100 Years' War, the English used a terror tactic, a raid through enemy territory, intended to intimidate and provoke the French into battle. It was called chevauchée.
Everyone did that. Wait, what?
The principal weapon for chevauchée was fire. And
one
of the ways it was delivered was with incendiary
My understanding
arrows.
is very much that,
Challenge with incendiary arrows? Keeping them alight.
my understanding is that this is just like standard practice.
Was fueled with gunpowder.
You've got charcoal, got sulfur, and we've got saltpeter. Saltpeter is the main ingredient. The more oxygen you put into it, the hotter it burns. Of course, when it's on an arrow, when it's being shot, you've got a turbocharged airstream.
The chemicals are bound together with brandy, left to dry, and poured into a linen bag.
I mean, none of this is wrong, by the way. Right, in terms of their technological stuff, they're actually doing a really good job.
It is then sealed by dipping it into boiling tree resin. This resin, which
Because
is highly flammable,
the important thing here actually is the idea that gunpowder is used from the very earliest stages of the 100 Years' War. That's actually true, right? It's easy to think of gunpowder as only emerging early, emerging extremely late, and being, I don't know, part of, like, early modern stuff, but 14th century, they have access to it. They're using it. They're using mortars at, like, the Siege of Calais, in the 1380s, I want to say.
That was just evil. That was great.
So...
The word chevauchée means horse raid, and it was mobile light horsemen who spearheaded the attacks. They took gold and silver from the churches.
Okay.
Valuables from wealthy
Yeah, this is
citizens,
called How You Get
and
Supplies.
as much food and drink as they could find from anyone.
This is just called How You Get Supplies.
chevauchée was scorched earth warfare to create discontent
Also to
amongst
feed
the
your
enemy's
people.
subjects,
Right,
perhaps even to get them to turn against their king.
right.
An army on campaign needed a decisive battle. And a chevauchée was intended to taunt the enemy to come out and fight.
I don't know that I agree with that. I don't know if I agree with that at all. The reason why I don't agree with that is that, yes, large battles are important, because if you can win, congratulations, you're done. But the primary form of battle, even in the 100 Years' War, is the siege. It's the siege. Hence why, we're going to get Calais besieged repeatedly, Paris sieged repeatedly, Orléans besieged in the 1420s, Reims was besieged and then occupied. We get all of these major sieges. And so, part of that siege is you need to deprive the enemy of their local food supplies, right? And one way to do that is to say, hey, we're just going to destroy everything within this distance of the raid site, or of the siege site. And then the besieger is saying, we can travel out farther beyond that in order to go get resources, right? We can go beyond that and continue doing raids farther and farther out to maintain our supply lines to hold this siege. The interior is the one who has to actually hold on, and if we destroy all this stuff, they can't use it. Of course, sometimes the opposite happens. As you say, the defenders will preemptively scorch everything. I believe that happens at Calais, where the defenders preemptively scorch some of it, and that backfires on them. But Calais is just kind of a mess anyway. I don't know if they're going to talk about the siege of Calais in the 1382, is it? I think it's sometime. I think it's the 1380s. But there's a really, 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 really messy siege in there where a lot of people get stuck in between the English mortars and the French walls. And that's a problem. And Greg Smash reminds you of the Peloponnesian War, where the Spartans could raid all of... Henry V? Yeah, I think so. I think it's Henry V's campaign. I don't remember. It's been a hot second. And that's not in the first half of the war, which is all we're doing today. Anyway, reminds me of the Peloponnesian War, where the Spartans could try and raid olive farms, but the plants did not want to burn. Yeah, that checks out. Anyway, so that was a dumb entry, even though it's right.
The French faced devastating raids from England's Black Prince.
Also, 1337, Philippe does die in battle against Edward III, and so Jean II takes over. He then gets captured.
Jean finally caught the English near the city of Poitiers in September.
He loses this fight. It's very silly.
The French army outnumbered the English by thousands. King Jean himself joined the fight, but what seemed a certain victory for France soon turned into a nightmare. The English longbow devastated the mighty French army. An endless hail of arrows gutted the main French force.
They do love their longbow apologia, don't they?
Captured King Jean.
They do love it, don't they?
The fight was over. The Battle of Poitiers was another catastrophic defeat for the French.
I mean, yes, longbows are
The English had
impactful,
destroyed most of France's nobility in a single
and
day.
Poitiers is unusually
Now they turned their
devastating.
attention towards
Right,
taking the
both in
French
1337 and in 1356. Both of those fights are unusually devastating. And there's two other ones that are unusually devastating.
invaders marched unopposed towards Paris.
Right, Crécy and Agincourt.
The remains of some of the medieval walls of Paris still stand today.
Okay, neat. Yeah.
As the English army approached, the terrified locals sought shelter behind these defenses.
This one is going to be interesting, though.
Could France's capital withstand the full might of the Black Prince's army?
Spoilers, yes, because memes. By the way, sorry for the noise. I can't actually turn off my heater. It's not in my control. Not that the heater works, but I can't control it anyway. You love when that happens. Good quality apartments. Good, yep. Anyway. So... Oh no, right, military history isn't my strong suit. I will make no pretense that I am an expert in medieval military history, because frankly it bores me. I find it to be the least interesting kind of history physically possible. I find ideas of literary representations of battle way cooler than trying to sort out the details of battles themselves. So, I will make no pretense to being an expert on the technological development of the longbow or how it works, but it is... My understanding is absolutely that it is a myth that the English longbow is this unusually spectacularly devastating weapon that trounces all these French nobles. It kills their horses. It kills their horses, and then once they get bogged down, right, horses don't like going in there. You can use arrows to funnel cavalry into places they do not want to be. And if someone gets dehorsed, it's easy to grab them and stab them a bunch of times. Which is what actually happens at Calais, is that after the fight, you know, they go around and they go start stabbing knights, and everyone kind of freaks out. A similar thing happens in Poitiers, but... Right, King Jean II is killed, or is captured, and so the Dauphin Charles is now defending Paris in 1360. And so I'll be curious how they do this one. I'll be real curious how they do this one.
To the French army and the people of Paris to defend the walls of their proud city.
Okay, but like, defend Paris, defend Paris. Who's out here? Just a random ass dude.
Hoping to avoid open battle, the French began fortifying the city, manning the walls and calling every available soldier to
Yes, thank you. Paris is actually fairly big. Good, and we've got people there. That's good. I need to build a bunch of these guys. And yeah, bring the villagers into Paris. Would be helpful. Go work on this one. Ah, crap.
As the French hastened their preparations, several detachments of English soldiers were spotted closing in on the city.
I don't think I have a stone mine in here, do I? I don't think I do either. Everyone moving? Is everyone on the move? No, you're not on the move yet. You're in trouble. We're just gonna, like, retreat everyone in here. Because that's gonna be better. That's just gonna be better. What? Sir. My friend. Please. You lot. Get in here. Anyone else out here? No? No? Okay. They're just gonna burn all the buildings because they're all dumb. Right, they're gonna spend all their time burning up these buildings, and so we're actually gonna be fine. I should have left some people out there. I need to try and re-secure that as soon as possible.
Showed no mercy, burning their way to Paris via 3 routes, each of which was home to villages and farms that supplied.
Uh-huh. Because the French totally never did that. Oh, wait. Like, honestly, they're so... The documentary style, I really don't think does them the favors that they think it does. Hey, you guys are gonna have to get inside. In the meantime, do I have, like, an archery range? I've got some barracks. There's some archery ranges. Build a lumber camp here. Cool. Progress, or something. We got plenty of trees at least. Also, wait, is that supposed to be just Notre Dame? Okay. Sure. Why not? Because they definitely didn't build up anything in the area around Notre Dame. No way. What? What? Hi, you are just doing like random crap. I don't have anyone who can do anything. I don't think I have a way to secure this. We're gonna have to try anyway. If I lose some villagers, I lose some villagers. I'm not really gonna worry about that too bad. I need a source of stone. More reliable than... It's just a random monastery. Are you in anything? You are absolutely a thing. The Red Palace. Cool. I mean, we may as well get the Arbaletiers. You two are just gonna try and, like, mine that for as long as I can. And then hopefully they don't spread out far enough that they can see. Because they'll be busy attacking that. So they may not see these people. They may not see them. Depends on where these guys decide to run. What is their pathing? Why is their pathing? Yeah, oh crap, there's some English forces right there. Alright, nope, that's it, nope, run, give up, it's a failure. The whole plan's botched. I guess we're gonna build an arsenal? That's fine. What do you mean? What do you mean objective failed? What? Everyone's in! Well, except the two people I sent out of the walls, but that's not really the point. That's not the point at all. Like... Huh? Oh, there is the stone mine right here. I totally missed that. You know, the idea of this big...
The English took the last of the surrounding villages and had almost encircled Paris.
Oh, I mean, except for the other side of the... I love that there's no bridge that crosses this. Yeah, I said, right, except the two that I have purposely sent out of the city. They claimed I got everyone. But I sent them out purposefully. And then they punished me for having, like, an idea. Oh well. Saving game.
With the countryside in flames and the English at the city gates, the French army steeled themselves.
I need to be
for
building more things. I can't afford
Now
horsemen.
came the capital's true test. With
Where
the mighty
are...
walls of Paris,
Do I not have a
against
market?
fearsome English
Wait, do I
siege.
actually not have a market at all? I see an arsenal.
The Parisian guard raised the alarm as the English began their first assault on the city walls.
Well, this is gonna be interesting. Where are they attacking from? Alright. As soon as as long as I can kill this guy. Come on. Come on. Big chunk of these guys can all get down. Nay. Okay. We're gonna work on building another thing. I can get a whole bunch of archers up here. So kind of restock. And then I can have these guys try and do other things. Like a stone wall tower. Right here. And then I don't have a monastery in here, do I? I don't think I do. I don't think I have a monastery at all. Just kill the ram. Ram is dead. Huzzah. Now then. These guys are super cheap, so we're gonna build a bunch of these guys. Okay, where's the... Work on this. You repair this. Perfect. This is awfully small for Paris. Paris this time is absolutely, like, pretty much beyond any doubt the largest city. It is pretty much without a doubt the largest city in... Western Europe at this moment. So... It is a choice. Oh, just... come on. They're all fine. You guys don't need to overextend. You all don't need to overextend. I am under attack from somewhere else. Oh, crap. And they've got over on top of the walls. I'm totally gonna lose this. That's fine. That's totally fine. If you can get up there, that should get people up there. Nope. Fine. Where's the villager? Where's my other villager? And I've got another bad spot. Oh boy. I just don't have the ability to really get enough people up strong enough. That's alright. These guys should take this, no problem. And then...
The French army fought valiantly, repelling
we finally got one. Sir? Attack move up here. They just gonna not finish the... okay. Whatever.
Although the walls of Paris had been breached, the French could still hold the city.
Right.
So long
This
as
is
its
going
mighty
great.
landmarks
As
did
you can
not
see,
fall.
this is just going brilliantly. Where are all these guys going, by the way? I built like 50 of them. Oh, there they are. They just like weren't rallying somewhere useful. Alright, well we're gonna have to rebuild those ASAP. Should be okay for a bit though. But we've got a whole bunch of new units. We got plenty of resources too, so I'm not too worried. Because we can also drop a keep now to kind of patch the hole. No, they are overextended. They are severely overextended. Mother! Yes, of course. Gotta love it. Gotta love when the resources just go to waste and we can't possibly reuse any of them. Uh-huh. Stonewall. Fine. We can at least get some folks into here. And that's bad. That's very bad. Just get the walls up, please. Get the walls up, please. No. No. I'm really feeling that, yeah. Millhist is not my jam. And yeah, my play kind of reflects that, I think. Ah, shit. That's what I was afraid of. I ran out of stone. Where did I just put, I built a market, where did it go? There it is. Okay. I need one of these guys. We're just gonna drop a keep right here. Where are these guys going? Where are any of my guys going right now? Like, what? How did you just single-handedly win this? What? What is happening? Why are none of these guys, like, continuing to attack? Can I get one of these guys to repair this before it, like, burns itself to the ground? Maybe? Anyone? This is so confusing. Nothing is making sense right now. I just need my archery rangers to be building something. Then I can build like 50 of these guys, so that's fine. I don't think I have a monastery either. So annoying. That wall's gonna absolutely drop. And there's nothing I can do about it, so let's not even bother. Hello. The NPCs are speaking Old French. I think it's even period correct Old French at that. Which doesn't always happen. Sometimes... that's a trebuchet. Mother. That's quite bad, actually. I don't have any way to deal with a trebuchet right now. We're gonna need to back up into the city and just kind of deal with that. I don't have a solution to, surprise we have a trebuchet. Market? What would I need to buy right now in order to get a trebuchet? Apparently nothing, because the keeps can't build freaking anyone useful. Alright. Can the archers attack that? Maybe we'll get the archers to just try and attack that. I need you to work on repairing this. I've got... then I'll have enough stone. Just from these. Come on, can I get any of the art? I need one hit on this. I need one hit on the trebuchet. Just one. Literally what? There.
Defense of their capital held firm, wearing down the English invaders one by one.
Uh-huh. One thing they are doing that I actually do quite like here, that you cannot really tell from all of my panicking, is the idea that, you know, actually this is a really desperate, really, truly desperate situation that no one is having a good time in. Because the English, like, they really shouldn't have won or the French really shouldn't have won the Siege of Paris. Spoilers! Spoilers, we make it through this. Because this game actually really only has us... What? Why is that? Why are they going up? Why are they going down? What is... Why would they... Honestly. Let's get this wall back up at least. Like, what are they doing? Why did all of my guys just, like, throw themselves into the pit? Why did all my guys just throw themselves into the mosh pit? Well, hello, Brock. Hello. Welcome. I'm glad you made your way over. So, oh, I am totally gonna lose this. There is no universe in which I am going to come out okay here. Even if I can build an entire other castle, there's no realistic way that I actually come out okay. The knights have made their way through, and there's, yeah, like, they have so many knights. And that castle's just gonna get mauled. So this is not going well. Nah, yeah, that there's nothing I can do about it. Like, I can't build cannon. Can't build any of the things that would make sense to actually, like, help protect them. I just kind of have to spam spearmen at the problem, because that's what they'll actually build on time. And I'm out of food, so, this is gonna go interestingly. Well, at least we have some answers for next time as to what we should be doing. The answer is whatever it was, not this. Because, like, look, I lose. There's no way I survive. Let's just restart the mission, because there's not a point. There's not a point for us to continue, so, you know, we got a problem. Ooh, you're about to start up Civ 6? Who should you play as? Oh, I'm not super familiar with who all Civ 6 has, but if there's a Southeast Asia rep. We stand Southeast Asia rep in all cases. Anyway, so I don't hate this one, even though I'm clearly not good at it. The important thing here, though, is that the survival of the Siege of Paris is really very strongly not in France's control. I don't know how they're going to represent this, but what actually happens historically is that the siege ends when a massive hailstorm comes through the city and kills 1,000 of the English troops.
It fell to the French army and the people of Paris to defend the walls of their proud city.
Yeah, no, you truly can't make this shit up. There is a colossal hailstorm that just, like, mauls everyone. And that is what ends the siege.
The French began fortifying.
I think probably the numbers of 1,000 is a bit overkill, but not by much. Like, really not by a lot. Which is, terrifying. Like, you don't feel good about that.
The French hastened their preparations.
Let's just get you inside.
Were spotted closing in on the city.
Get you inside. Get you two in. Not there. Right there. You on the move? Good. Are you on the move? Good. You two are not on the move. Be on the move. You are on the move. You are on the move. You are on the move. You two are not on the move. Get inside. That should be pretty much everyone, right? That's all 18? No, there's 2 here that are still vibing. Yeah, no, I've got no idea. Like, I mean, I've got absolutely no clue. But yeah, supposedly it just, like, tore through the English tents and it just absolutely decimated their army. So they just,
burning their
like,
way to Paris via 3 routes.
okay, there's 16. Where's the last 2? Oh, you two. Okay, you were working on lumber. Great. You were working on lumber. Great. I really wish I could build cannon. I really wish I could build some cannon here, but I don't think that's going to be in the cards. So instead, let's focus on getting a market. Why do we not have a market already in Paris? I really gotta know that. Oh, and I need to get these things building fast. Bunch of crappy guys are still better than... Bunch of really shit units are better than the alternative, so let's get those up. I am out of wood, so I need more people working on those there. Wait, why do we have like an avenue carved into the trees here already? Good lord. Yeah, the thing that's really funny here is that Age of Empires mechanics require us to have resource access in order for this to not be a complete catastrophe. And so they're giving us resource access despite that not making any sense in a city as large and as densely populated as Paris. Okay, you need to be working on wood, because I guess that's what we've got. I'm gonna get these guys up here, I guess. These guys, if the first attack's coming from over here, we should get those guys over there. Cavalry, I still don't know how to use well in sieges, because turns out they have no goddamn point to existing. But let's get a monastery up, because a monastery at least will let us get someone who can heal. And then we're just gonna have to, like, upgrade our spearmen to vets, and just hope that's good enough. I really wish we had a... Oh, can we get a siege engine workshop? Because if I could get my own trebuchets or mangonels inside the walls, that'd go a long way too. Siege engine workshop, siege engine workshop, siege engine work... Arsenal, no. Blacksmith, market, stable. Siege workshop. Okay, this is gonna be our plan. We're just gonna try and build some trebuchets. And that'll totally be a good idea. Cool, that gets these guys around the outer walls. I have decent chunk of folks up here. Can I use you to build me another stone wall tower right here? Can I use you to build me another stone wall tower over here? Exactly. We desperately need more trebuchets. We desperately need more people doing much of anything. Not enough stone. Well, we have plenty of food and gold right now, so let's buy some stone. That's gonna be just generally true. I need to buy a lot of stone throughout this. Okay, we get those. That'll give us some stability. Then you guys can get back to this. I can get Spriggles at least.
As the French continued to rally their army, the English took the last of the surrounding villages and had almost encircled Paris.
Again, we are exclusively on the north side of the river. Like, what's up with the south side of the river not existing? And the Ile de la Cité being covered in trees. I truly don't get it. Of all the weird choices, that is perhaps one of the weirder ones. Okay. Luckily, these guys are super cheap, so I can get a big contingent of them here. These guys are fairly cheap. Let's get a big contingent of them here. Past that, I need a monastery. I need a monk stat. The monk is gonna set up over here, and I just don't have a use for cavalry. Oh, that trumpets. 450 gold.
The French army
So be it.
themselves for battle. Now came the capital's true test, with the mighty walls of Paris hold against a fearsome English siege.
And thank you, Brock, just now for the follow. And who's your show? Sounds good. Get some rest. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for the fun chats, and we'll see you next time.
The English began their first assault on the city walls.
That's just a Spriggled encampment. If you guys are coming from, it's coming from the other side. I swear, they know where we are, and they try and go from wherever we are not. Luckily, one advantage of these is we've got... Oh. Nay. Nay. Repair you. I take too many casualties when this happens. If I can't break the ram, I'm gonna take too many casualties. Nay, and I lose all of my horsemen as a result. There went all of my horses. Where's my monk? I just built one. Let's build another monk, drop you here. Lock this. There went my tower. I put so much work into that tower. Do I not have incendiary arrows? Wait, hold up. Do I actually not have incendiary arrows? Like, who planned this? Who planned this? Who didn't research incendiary arrows? And oh well. Looks like we're building an arsenal. And we lost a bunch of folks here, so let's get a handful of these guys. And then we just replaced all the folks who died over there. Where do I put the market this time? I put the market over there, buy some food, sell some of that, buy some of that. And yeah. Here we go. Okay, that went a bit better this time. I built a siege on your workshop too, didn't I? I can't afford anything. God damn it. The idea is good. Oh crap. Even though the execution isn't great, seriously? Guys.
The French army fought valiantly, repelling the first
Okay.
English attack.
What are these guys doing up here? Fine. It's fine. It's everything's fine, we promise. It's not all terrible or anything of the sort. Let's build a keep as quickly as possible, I guess. Like trade stone for, I don't know what, like how we're buying things. But let's get that second keep up, because I guess that's my best bet for the defenses out here. Even if it's slow, that's our best bet. And the two monks are helping out. We need to repair our collection of spearmen out here. The spearmen are free. And then these guys here. What? Oh, crap. Yeah, there's our point. The whole point is that we could go, hey, spearmen, murder this slightly faster. Also, I have an arsenal, don't I? Where do I have an arsenal? Crap. That the walls are burning, that's bad. Okay, you guys, break this. And these guys all run inside and we lock this door. Where did I put the arsenal? Seriously. Increased range damage. Perfect. Hooray. You're working going dink 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 repairing. Hooray. Hooray. Hello? What are these crossbows doing? Why are these crossbows doing? Ugh, did I lose all of my spears? No, my spears are just dumb as hell. Okay. At least it's just that they're dumb and not that they all died. I guess we take that? I don't know, I don't feel good about that. Also, I need another monk to join the squad. Ugh. I need to sell wood, because apparently that's like the one thing I can get consistently. And then build another monk. That goes over here. No, I'll just unlock the door for you. Honestly. Also, if you just finish that, you're gonna no, nay. Sir. I just need them to break at all costs. The most important thing is the breaking the siege engines. Actually, I can win that fight. Congratulations. And this fight is going poorly, though. To put it fairly mildly. What can I actually do about that? Not a lot. I can't really do a lot about that. Short of having these guys all attack move this way. But then I'm underprepared for this, so... yeah. Honestly, kill this guy. There we go. I guess this counts as winning. I guess. I need to build more things. I need to build more of these guys.
The French defense of their capital held firm, wearing down the English invaders one by one.
And then I have no... I have no food. Why do I have no food? How on earth do I have no food? Hello? What are all these guys doing? Also, like, who's next? Hello? Hello? Anyone? Problem? I don't have any ah, crap, that's too many. That's too many going over there. Just these guys are going over there, and then this squad. I think I still have cavalry, don't I? This would be a great time for me to break out the cavalry just to harass this. That is the sole goal. Is that the cavalry is in charge of... Actually, we're gonna have these guys all be in charge of harassing this. Suicide mission, break the treb. Break the treb, break the treb. We didn't break the treb. It's fine. We're fine. Just please break the treb. What is... Okay. Treb broke. What else can we build? I mean, Royal Knights sound like a good idea, but I think they're actually dumb. So, we won't worry about that, but... We've got a bunch of people there already, so I guess we're good? I guess this is as good as we get. Nay! You repair this, you don't die! Ah! Ah, crap, that's bad. That looks very bad. This door gate open? Hooray. The goal is that these guys just stand here and then we break one. We break one. Maybe? Hello? And then we break two. These walls are coming down on my head. Ah, there's no way these walls don't come down on my head.
The walls of Paris had been breached. The French could still hold the city.
Boo.
So long as its mighty landmarks did not fall.
I don't know why we're focusing on the landmarks here, but that's fine. Nay. Not gonna get these guys to turn around? Yeah, there we go. What else can you guys actually do? You can't do anything. Alright. I'm gonna get a spare villa. Oh, shit. Okay, how's this day going? This one's going great. Okay, it's just that the monk is stuck outside, and that is a problem. I guess everyone can gather wood? Saving again. Well, hello, Sophie. Welcome. Chat, Sophie is super cool. We are losing at AoE 4. Oh, crap. That is possibly the worst case scenario. Okay, that's just siege. Well, this chunk's good. It's right here that I'm worried about, because until I break out things... And thank you for the tier 1 sub! Yo! So this is bad. This part I'm not too... This part I'm not worried about. This part I am extremely worried about. Repair. And then I severely need them to finish somewhere. True. True, Juicy. Sophie is pretty cash money. Joyous. I forgot to be building things. Crap, that's on me. I totally gonna lose. If I lose right now, because I forgot to be building things in the downtime. Wait, what? Why did I, like, lose the ability to build things in here? That's gonna leave me mad. Where can I divert resources from? Like, nowhere? I can't really divert resources from anywhere. These guys are gonna have to be the ones that go down here. Because I just can't stop this. I can't stop the... I can't stop the rams. Can't stop the rams fast enough. And then you guys feed. Like, you guys walking in is just feeding. And shit, they're also out of oomph. That is 2 trebuchets. Seriously? Like, what am I supposed to do? Sincerely, what the heck am I supposed to do?
As their ranks thinned and their hopes of victory faded.
No? No, quite the opposite, actually. I'm the one getting pretty desperate. Oh, sorry, those are mangonels. Those are not as bad as I feared. Those are not at all as bad as I feared. I will just have all these guys run inside and then just, like, lock the gate on there. Okay. I need to be producing things somewhere. I don't know where, but we're gonna build someone somewhere, do something. Stone wall gate? No? Let's go there. They still have a lot of people. They still have a lot more people than I do. Okay. Okay, that's not helpful, that's not helpful, that's not helpful. None of these guys are helpful. Okay, we can unlock this gate again. Hey! Come on, please break it, please break it, please break it, please break it, please break, please, please. There we go. Let's them all back up, gives me a chance to restock. Build a wall right in here. Thank you. Thank you. Are we gonna be okay? Do we have a chance? Do we actually have something that vaguely resembles a chance? Thanks to the power of, like, all of these things. I'm just gonna try and buy up to another keep. That's what we're gonna do, chat. I have so much. And if we can just get a keep right here. What? Oh crap, those were trebuchets. I didn't even notice that there were trebuchets there. Where can I divert resources from? I guess here. I guess these guys. Oh no. These guys get dunked on by... The castle gets dunked on by the trebuchets unless I have, like, 15 people build it. Even then it probably gets dunked on, but that's the best I can do. Like, I don't actually have any more crews to help support this, so, like... I don't have any cavalry to go out to push. So we're just gonna have to rely on these. And then these guys all attack. Please don't be a slaughter, 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 please don't be a slaughter. Okay, I just need to break the 2 trebuchets. Break the trebuchet. Cool. Everyone attack the trebuchet. What? I thought we broke the trebuchet. I thought that was the point, was that we were gonna break the trebuchet. This is bad though. I just lost too many people in that attack. I lost way too many people in that attack. Crap. And I have no resources. I have functionally 0 resources left. I'm gonna have to just kind of back up. Right, we're gonna use the 2 castles to slow things. But we are just backing up to try and hold, well, mostly Notre Dame, because Notre Dame is for some reason important. I'll be honest, I don't see it. But Notre Dame pretends to be important, so... We're gonna sell all of this, and we're gonna build all of this. We are in almost the last set of waves, though. It's just that the waves are getting brutally strong. We were so close, chat. We were so close to being okay. Wait, what? Ungarrison? Oh boy. Okay. I believe in us. We're gonna be okay. And Doug Dimmadab 88, thank you for the follow just now. Well, so many follows. I'm loving it. I'm having a great time. We are surviving Paris. Well, I'm sad that there's not been a single mention of the hailstorm yet. Like, sorely missed opportunity. Severely missed opportunity on this one. We could have had the dumbest ending. No, don't garrison people inside. What? Well, why are you building things out there where they're gonna have a bad time? Why are you building things out there where they're gonna have a bad time? All the villagers are dying, that's fine. These guys appear to have just, like, stopped, which is hilarious. All these guys. Let's try and actually, like, clear out some of these places rather than just kind of regrouping. I don't actually have any good options here, but that's fine. Attack move this way, I guess. Attack move this way. Because I think we're on, like, the last 2. I think we made it. Meanwhile, let's attack move these guys. And attack move these guys. This is looking like it's the last 2. If it's just my archers versus their... it is going to turn into my archers versus their archers. I don't like the look of that. I don't like the look of that at all. Oh, crap. I need to build... I don't have any resources left, and my market is gone. And I have, like, no villagers. Market? Any markets? Any markets in chat? Okay. Good. We cleared that. Even if my guys lose here, I can just send the spearmen at them. And I have enough forces that it's gonna be okay. Well, how did a mosquito get in here? Wait, what? Okay. Okay. Neat. Let's sell more wood, because that is the one thing I am producing right now. So that is, like, the one thing we're going to rely on me having, I guess. Spears. Infantry. Hooray. Come on. I've got, like, 2 guys left to kill. Just, well, there's literally 5 guys. Literally 5 people left to kill. But we did it? I think we did it. And all this time, not a single mention of the weather. You know how depressing that is? Like, this is the biggest meme weather of the entire war. And the one significant battle where the weather breaks in France's favor, unlike at Calais, unlike at Agincourt, where the mud is a big deal, at bogging down French knights, this is the one time where it definitively works. I'm hoping that there's not any more attacks. I'm hoping this is the end. Chat, I had a tiny moment of panic. Oh, yeah, no.
Abandoned their siege of the capital.
Chat, here. Let's.
Paris celebrated victory, but this was not the last test the French would face in their struggle to win the war.
Yeah. No, that was not what I wanted to do. Sorry, it's not that one. Let's just quick add a new window here, because I need to show you guys this. Because, yeah, not a single mention of the weather. Honestly. No. This one. Okay, chat, we're going to wiki crutch this because this is very funny. Black Monday. Took place on Easter Monday in the 100 Years' War, when a freak hailstorm struck and killed an estimated 1,000 English soldiers. The storm was so devastating that it caused more English casualties than any of the previous battles of the war. Literally the weather. So, yeah, no. Anyway, Edward III, the Black Prince, at the Battle of Poitiers in 1356, Edward faced a far superior French force but used keen tactics to turn the tide. He lured enemy knights into unsupported chargers, then deployed his longbowmen and knights against the flanks. By the day's end, he had destroyed the enemy force and captured the French king. Although Edward's genteel treatment of his prisoners won him a reputation for chivalry, to the common people of France he was a monster. The Black Prince was infamous for the brutality of his raids, burning and pillaging hundreds of towns without mercy. That is actually true, right? He has a very mixed reputation, which is kind of important, right? Like, he was simultaneously, right, the preeminent king that English chroniclers fucking love. He also actively encouraged horrifying destruction, and he had the first siege of Calais. Henry V did it again later in the 100 Years' War, but Edward III also had a siege of Calais that was also terrible. It's just he was really good to the King Jean II. Now, also, another thing that they misrepresent in the blurb here is that after the Siege of Paris, after Black Monday, they do sign a peace treaty. Right? There is a peace treaty that's wherein the Black Prince says, you know, I will give up my claim to the throne of France, which I do have. Right? I do have a legitimate claim to the throne and have been prosecuting that for a while. But in return, you're going to recognize the claims to Normandy and Aquitaine. Right, you're going to give us back those lands. We lost them 100 and something years ago, but they're ours. And in return, also, we'll let the King of France go. And so the Dauphin, the future King Charles of France, said, yeah, that sounds good to me. Turns out not getting murdered. Turns out this war is not fun, and we need a breather in order to get ready to do this again. Because, for the last, at that point, 37 to 60, 23 years, France had just been losing repeatedly. Minor victories, occasional, but the game really has to look and pray for them. Because no, it's like we don't play Poitiers, we don't play any of the rest of them. We jumped straight from the Battle of 30, which is a minor bread and succession crisis that's like a tourney, which, by the way, I did not say, but the Battle of the 30 is a great frickin' choice for an Age of Empires scenario. Right, that first one we did, phenomenal choice. It's exactly the right size and exactly the right flavor for an Age of Empires campaign scenario. But, yeah,
England's King Edward and the Black
sure.
Prince abandoned the siege.
And then they sign a treaty.
They marched towards Chartres.
No?
Try their luck at conquering
No,
a
they're
less formidable target.
gonna try and have another one. Alright. Here's where they're gonna mention. Here's where they're gonna mention Black Monday.
A violent
Okay.
storm hit the army.
Fine. Fine. Surprise! The meme.
1,000 English soldiers in a tempest of hail and freezing winds.
So, this ends.
To Edward, this Black Monday disaster seemed like divine.
This ends the war for 9 years.
A sign that
Which is actually doing pretty good for a peace treaty.
and make peace with
Right,
France.
this is actually pretty good
Even as
length
peace
for a
with
treaty.
kings was reached, the people of France were still living in bloodshed and turmoil.
Okay. Uh-huh. Disorder. So I assume what we're going to talk about here is the Burgundian,
Between
all of the
1350
crises.
and 1370,
Also, there's a little
chaos.
tiny thing happened in the middle of the 1300s.
Rampaging bands of
Are we going to
mercenaries
mention it?
and civil war ravaged the country.
Right, in the 1350s.
Peasants rose in rebellion, killing
Are we going to
lords
mention it?
and wreaking havoc.
Anyone? Anyone going to mention it?
Mercenary bands also roamed the land. Known as routiers, they had once been hired by the English to fight against the French. But
What
were
is-
cut loose when peace was reached.
No?
They
No.
systematically
No.
ravaged and pillaged towns across France. And with King Jean prisoner in England, his son Charles the Dauphin faced homegrown attacks on his rule by powerful French lords.
Not a single mention as
The
to...
Dauphin's forces had to regain control over their own country.
Here we go. Age of Empires doing the same thing. Cool. I don't know. Yeah, Seizures. I can't put my finger on it, but it's not the Black Prince, right? It's a different Black something. I can't quite put my finger on it. Well, I mean, this documentary didn't mention it, so I guess it wasn't important, right? Right? So yeah, I mean, obviously, on top of everything else, the fucking Black Death kind of is a big deal here. Also, just gonna point out, we are going to be playing Charles V of France, the Dauphin, the former Dauphin, now king. And we are going to spend our time killing peasants who had been subjected to 20 plus years of bloodshed, raids, and the literal plague. And so, of course, we're engaging in rebellions, because how else are you getting, like, rights? We are casually glossing over the French hired mercenaries that Charles stopped paying, that then turned to raiding, like mercenaries tend to do. They're primarily from Italy. Let's see, 1350. We should have the Swiss Confederacy at this point that is also hiring out mercenaries, but we're looking at like Dutch and Flemish, Northern Italian, and Swiss, I believe, are the three main places we're getting mercenaries. And we are finally doing a super problematic thing that doesn't exist in the 14th century, of there being a unified country for Charles to regain control over. Right? Like, while French, like the idea of that France belongs to the French king is a lot stronger in 1350 than it is in 1150, it still is a very delicate balance where, you know, is Charles going to have to deal with Burgundy? Yes, soon. Very, very soon. But is the Duchy of Burgundy part of France? The Burgundians said no. The English happily funded them as they said no. Right? So, like... there still isn't, like, the modern country of France's geographic borders still aren't a meaningful entity. And so Charles is exerting a claim to authority. He is not exerting a right to authority. He's asserting a claim to authority that has to be negotiated and fought over and agreed to. They do this regularly. They did this in the Angevin campaign. They do it here, and I despise it. It is the single biggest and most consistent misconception about how medieval social structures intersect with the political history. And the fact that they're not recognizing that is such a problem.
The army would move to extinguish three major threats. Bands of roving mercenaries harrying the countryside, a peasant uprising, and attacks from a rival.
Oh, we're just gonna do one of each, aren't we? Alright. Alright.
The French army
That should be everyone repairing all of those now. No. No, you... Wait. Okay, Calais. I thought for a moment they said Calais, which was like, wait, what? The village? What? Peaceful. Chill. I suppose that means I should probably be doing something. It's never a good sign when it's peaceful and chill. Hello? Are you guys just not gonna repair the... Just not gonna repair that? Alright. Do I have a scout? I do have a scout. Awesome. Okay, yeah, that's definitely Old French. Ooh, you love to see it. They do the languages quite well. Mostly. There was a couple times where I was like, in the English, but for the most part, they do a good job. You? Whoa, I already have one. Okay, never mind. Then you can just start harvesting. You can just start harvesting. Do you have that? Hooray. Do I have any gold here? No? No. Recommend books like
to regain control of the countryside.
General books on medieval history?
English routine. These mercenaries had been cut
Sure.
loose by the English army and were plundering the countryside in order to make a living.
Alright, alright. Did we did go backwards in age. Oh, that's wild. You don't usually see that happen. You really don't usually see that happen. That's funky. Ah, that's totally gonna go down. Shame. Not fast enough. That's alright. Luckily, not exactly.
The French forces eliminated the Routier attack, but more was still raiding.
Not
the
exactly a
countryside
big
in
or
search of
super
provisions
difficult thing.
and riches. The Routier demanded payment from the French, or they would continue their
I
horrifying
can't
raids.
build a market. They're not gonna let me build a market? Tragic. Truly tragic. Wheelbarrow? Yeah, let's do that. That seems useful. Okay. So we can destroy the camp, or we can deal with... You know, let's grab another one of these guys too. Interesting. We'll build an outpost out here. Hey, look, there's treasure. Give gold, please. So, right, it depends on what kind of histories you want. I'll admit that I am not super familiar with, like, the best stuff, but I will say, coming out in about a month, actually, if you just want a nice single volume, Professor Matthew Gabriel and David Perry, another medieval historian who works in academic administration these days, are coming out with a single volume book called The Bright Ages, which looks phenomenal. It looks like genuinely like a almost paradigm shifting intro textbook for the Middle Ages. And which is a bold claim, but I stand by it, because I think it is that good. Alright. Attack move. Attack move. We're gonna build an archery range here. I mean, I don't even know how they got here without attacking my other guys. I'll be honest, I don't know how they did that. Alright, alright. Let's get over 3 inches. Wait, what? Are we gonna lose this? Are we gonna lose this? My guys are awfully low. Well, that's interesting. You don't expect that to happen very often. Okay. There's only 2 left. But quite bad. Quite bad news. Well then, there went all of my spearmen. Hello, Sophie. Welcome back. We survived. We are attempting to do class violence. I think we're doing class violence is what we're trying to do right now. Really makes me feel good about what I'm doing. Cause they say the rebels, as if that's a generic thing, but there are some peasants who who survived, you know, plague. And turns out they didn't like the fact that, like, no one gave a shit about them while they were dealing with plague. Oh, crap. I see it, I see it. Ha! They got confused. Look at this AI. Look at all of this AI. They're so confused whether they should go forward or back that they're gonna get picked apart. Wait, these outposts I need to actually stick people in to be useful, don't I? God dang it. Dang it, dang it, dang it. That's what I get for, like... Okay. We've got plenty of people yet. We don't have any more people there. Lame. And we once again have lost literally everything that might possibly count as... Literally everything that we could possibly say counts. And with no way to build... no way to build... the things I most want, namely, markets. Ways to earn... any way to let me earn cash. Because I have not found anything useful there. In the meantime, though, you chop down trees faster, you gather food faster. Hooray. Like, I will be really good on the rest of things, just not this. Huh. Yeah. Like, I don't have anything creative historically to say. I just super don't love... Oh, those are just wolves. I don't care about wolves. Maybe the wolves will attack other people instead of us. True. Yeah. Oh, they're using the English set. Wait. Why are they using the English set for these guys? Wait, that's weird. Wait, that's really weird. Well, the Routiers were hired by English forces. They're not English. Don't really know what to... Yeah. Well, you know, they may not... Well, they may not be taking care of the wolves may not be taking care of the English for me, but the English are taking care of the... There we go. This is bad for my spearmen, but it's really good for my archers, so... Oh, they're just gonna go back and attack these guys. Oh, well that's silly of them. Why would they do that? It's actually really bad for my... Okay, there went most of my force. Come on, please, 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 please. Yay, there we go. Just die. Ha. Nailed it. I can get some of these, I guess. Since they are the two things that I'm able to... They use the two things I am able to actually produce. I guess I will use those. God, the fact that we have gone back from, like, Imperial Age when defending Paris to now suddenly being Feudal Age. By the way, bad word. Super bad word. We don't believe in saying naughty words like feudal around here. Anyway, let's actually like group my guys up and actually like try and squish these people. Because I think just squishing their camp is probably better. Well, what can I actually do? Because right, the problem is that being requires 1200 food, 600 gold. But I have no way to get gold because I can't build a market. I see a blacksmith. I do need a blacksmith. Don't I have a blacksmith? Wait, do I not have a blacksmith? Boo. Alright. That was dumb of me to not realize. Looks like we're building a blacksmith. Wait, what? How did you guys get there? Alright, well. There we go. Really need to start trying to make ground on this instead of whatever I'm doing. Really wish I would start making ground on this. Words. So, feudalism. Basically, chat, right, if you try and describe feudalism, what are the odds that you're going to say, hey, we got a big stack of people, and up at the top are... Or you might have, like, 2 stacks of people. And on one side, you've got your nobility. And on the other side, you've got your clergy. And those have nice, neat hierarchies that do stuff. Right, and so way down at the bottom, you've got, like, serfs. And above them, you've got your knights. And above them, you've got your barons or dukes, or as we go up, like barons, counts, dukes? I think that's right. And then you've got the king way up at the top, and he controls everything. And on the other side, you've got your local, like, parish priests, and then you got your, bishops above them, and then you got your archbishops, and then you got the pope above them. Right? You get 2 nice, neat, beautiful hierarchies, which are beautiful, but are also wrong. You hate when that happens. Build me a few more of them. I really need the spearmen to be the core of everything here. So, oh, that's fine. I don't mind if you guys do that. Basically, instead of that, we should be thinking of, quote-unquote, nay. Quote-unquote feudal societies, i.e. medieval Europe, as being extremely negotiated. Right? Everything about the society is open to negotiation. And what that means in practical terms is that everyone is tied horizontally in this big, messy web. And the big, messy web of people has individually negotiated contracts that are mutual obligations, right? Literally, fealty, fidelitas, is a tie of faithfulness that goes in 2 directions. And so you've got the lords are going to swear, are all going to swear fealty to the king, and in return the king is going to grant them various benefits according to their status and what service they rendered him. And then we're going to have on the other side, we're going to have, you know, the local peasants, who are absolutely going to be negotiated. Right, their existence is going to be negotiated too. And if they aren't and so, right, the king just can't show up and say, hey, guess what? Peasants, you owe me stuff because I am your king. Their response will be, and they will be right, I didn't, like, Monty Python saying, I didn't vote for you, is actually right. Right, that's actually a thing that can happen. And so then also sometimes, in yet another twist, you might get, hey, you know, you might have a town where there is no ward. And these are like the free states of the Low Countries in particular, but you get kind of free cities all across that are a very big deal. Like, they are incredibly important, and they are individually...
Camp, and could put an end to the English raids if they could destroy the camp.
Let's try and get our knights to take care of these guys. I mean, my knights are getting kind of mauled, but if we can make progress at least, that'd be cool. Yeah, unfortunately my guys got completely mauled. That's bad. That's very bad. Well, more spearmen. Those are the rules. Just build more spearmen. Well, we made progress. We made progress. Hopefully they don't have too much production facilities, otherwise that's going to be a huge waste of people. I'm really hoping they don't have really developed production. Ugh. And I don't have enough people doing stuff. I mean, it's gonna have to be get my 8th person there. You did build this, didn't you? Oh, boo. Lame. Lame. Well, Grand Chicken Lord, I'm glad you were here then, because that is one of my goals. I have very big holes in my knowledge. I am not an expert in all things, but as far as I am an expert in things, I will try and answer questions as you have them. But yeah, basically the definitive work here is, I believe it's called Fief and Vassal by Susan Reynolds, and it's from the 1970s. It's not like this is a new realization. It has literally been 50 years that we have known that maybe it don't work like that. And yet we continue to say, hey, what if it worked like that in media? And so yeah, right, Paradox Interactive is like the one that really gets it to a somewhat more significant degree, which is, I have issues with Paradox games, but as far as that goes, the idea that all of these claims are negotiated and you can choose to obey or disobey at your leisure is 100% genuine, and they do a good job communicating that in, like, CK3. So, exactly. And it explains better how peasants were able to negotiate for better, better conditions after the plague. So, this is the extent to which they, actually were able to negotiate, and negotiate successfully for better conditions after the plague is frequently overstated. I will be very, very blunt on that. It is very easy to overstate them. Just how much they actually were able to do to negotiate for better wages, and certainly on better conditions in general. Certainly sometimes it happened. But at the same time, there were very many times where, like, England puts in new laws that says, hey, you're not allowed to leave, because how dare you? How dare you? Well, they are kind of owning me. And I still have no gold production. There's gold production way out here, but I can't... Ah, I should have captured this one first. That would have given me more resources to work with. Boo. Now I'm just in trouble. Unlucky. Big unlucky. I am finally outnumbering them technically, but I just lost literally all of my resources while trying to rebuild my resources. Because I can't build decent units. Also, there's no alarm bell at launch. Like, I'm just not allowed to ring the bell to say, hey, villagers. Hey, villagers, come do the thing. Right, I'm gonna have to just, like, garrison these people in to say, hey, you will magically get more arrows. Hooray. Congratulations. And there's a bunch more now. We are in trouble. We are so in trouble. Chat, party hard. Party hard. Can we get a dance in the chat for these guys? Thoughts on Terry Jones' medieval lives. Terry Jones was a phenomenal medievalist. Right? You're not... That might sound like a meme, but it's actually just true. Terry Jones was an incredibly talented medievalist. He, like, super important work on Chaucer. And he was a keynote speaker at several major international conferences. So, right, he's got some stuff wrong by virtue of... Exactly, he was writing in the 70s. But he is in a meaningful way still one of... still a pretty respectable work. Pretty respectable scholar of the period. Which you do not expect from, you know... Monty Python Funny Man, but here we are. So yeah, I still significantly recommend that. Well, we lose. Congratulations, chat. Let's try this again. Are you guys just gonna leave? All right. Alrighty then. Yeah, I think there's no way we're coming back from it. Maybe we just restart. Maybe we just restart and try this again. Once more with feeling, more building things, less standing around talking. It's so inconvenient, you know? The AI doesn't let me sit here and just talk to you lot while this runs in the background and I accumulate enough resources to fund, like, the entire Genoese mercenary industry. How dare they? How dare they? But yeah, it's like Susan Reynolds' work is super important for reconsidering feudalism. Terry Jones's Medieval Lives is still good. Ian Mortimer has some really good single volumes for just like public history, introductory stuff. If you know nothing, his Time Traveler's Guides are actually pretty solid. They're not incredible, but they're solid.
Having only recently been crowned King of France,
Cathedral Forge and Waterwheel is a super good text on just the broad strokes of technological improvement to dispel the idea of there being a Dark Age. Right. In the same vein, I think it's Chris Wickham's
of roving mercenaries harrying the
book on late antiquity is quite good.
Rival for the French crown, Charles of Navarre.
For the early Middle Ages. And then, since there are book recs, my first, or my personal favorite one to recommend, just because it's amusing to me, is... Medieval Robots by Ellie Truitt. Like... a surprisingly rich history of automata in medieval history. Going all the way back to, well, sometimes as early as, like, the... words. What are years? Years are difficult. As early as, like, the 7th or 8th century, all the way through into the 15th, and the production of huge industries of moving talking animals, trap rooms, etc., made out of manpower and steam. Mostly manpower. Come on. I've got so many people working on it. With 5 people working on it, it still is only 20 a minute. Oh boy. Oh no, there we go. 60 a minute.
Struggled to regain control of the countryside.
Hey.
They were struck by a band of English
Yo.
routiers. These mercenaries had been cut loose by the English army and were plundering the countryside
Yo.
in order to make a living.
I mean, this dude's super screwed. Right? His friends are not going to arrive on time. Okay, nope, we're actually okay. Build some people. Because they seem more interested in attacking... Oh, these are scouts, that's why. That would be why. Okay.
French forces eliminated the routier attack, but more were still raiding
So.
the countryside in search of provisions and riches. The routier
I
demanded
believe you
food
finished
from the
that,
French,
which
or
is
they would
good.
continue their horrifying raids.
Don't overstate it. No, those raids do suck. See ya, Seizures. Yeah, Quillifer, you're absolutely right. The Tang Dynasty is one of the places, and the throne of Constantinople is said to be one of the grandest of the automata in both Latin Christian and Byzantine traditions. Eastern Roman, really all across, right? The whole way, you see everyone kind of agreeing, whatever the heck the Eastern Roman Empire had going on for it, for automata, was real good, as it turns out. Like, really developed idea of automata. And that's pretty cool. Like that's just really quite cool of them. By the way, I wonder why the quote-unquote English mercenaries are attacking us when there are, you know. Well, good thing I just moved all these guys. Right, literal chests of gold just like vibing around. Hello? Okay. Here we go again. I need more villagers. Actually, I really need more villagers. Sweet. There we go. Build a bunch more of these guys. I'm out of food. Oh. How about the situation over here? Oh, well, absolutely not, Aquilifer. Of course the Eastern Roman Empire should have been in this game at launch. That is the... we did not need all 3 major Western European kingdoms at launch, but no Eastern Roman Empire. Like, honestly, we do not need French and English and the HRE before we get... Oh yeah, there's like nothing over here. Okay, those are just some crummy, those are some really crummy man-at-arms. We can roll them. Okay. It's just a matter of... getting our resources and getting them fast. Because the more people I can have working on things... Okay, are you done building things? No, you are building one more. Sweet. So once they finish, I will... Actually, I'll build... send all those guys there, and then I'll build a bunch more guys here. And then we'll build a bunch more guys here. And send the knights up with them. And these guys will keep us alive down here, while these guys capture this really crummy looking town. Yeah, so, I mean, that steam engine specifically, Grand Chicken, the AoE is somewhat overstated in its significance, in that it was produced as a novelty. Right, it wasn't produced because they thought that they had some grand application for it. They produced it as a novelty. Which means, yeah, they could make steam engines, they just... We can produce steam engines, and we can actually utilize steam engines for industrial purposes, is not the same statement. And the important thing there is that, right, the lesson to take away is that technology is social. The difference between the exact same technology being used to make toys and being used to produce levels of automation and production that were unseen anywhere else in human history is truly a question of far less a product of an innate property of the technology, and far more a property of, hey, we don't have a use for it right now. Our social needs don't work. Ha! This is good. This is good, Grand Chicken Lord, that you've only heard of it as a novelty, because the number of takes I have seen of people saying, "Oh, well, why didn't Greece industrialize? Because they had a steam engine. They had the technology, they clearly could have." The number of times I have seen that take online is truly staggering. Alright, let's go. This should be pretty much a murder. Look at how weak these guys are. Look at these militias. Oh wait, this is the peasant uprising. Oh, we are doing class violence. Oh, chat, can we get an F in chat for all the class violence? Yep, there we go. Hooray. And now that we have them...
The village of Jouy, the French army was closer to stemming the peasant rebellion and regaining control.
And there's the other one, is over here. Okay, well. We need to build more production in here. Right, because if we have finally have resources here... I need one of my scouts... Oh, crap. Okay, now we go. And that's not enough. That's not nearly enough people to stem this tide.
The monastery town of Cocherel would continue to send
Nay.
rebel attack parties to weaken the French army.
Stop it. Oh dear. Here we go again. Here we go again. Okay. So, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna drop a barracks right here. Now that we have control of Jouy. Oh, for God's sake. Lure them into range. Lure them into range. Yeah, there we go. I believe. And we got my knights just like roll up and stomp them. Okay, we also just should have finished the barracks up here. which means we can build an archery range up here, and then start building more spearmen up here. Basically, anytime this place is not building something, we actually have a big problem, because there's no way we're gonna win. Actually, there is versions of the printing press in China, Grand Chicken Lord, that actually work as early as, like, the early Tang, I believe? Maybe it's even in the Sui dynasty that we start seeing some of those. Right, we absolutely have, printing presses that don't have movable type, right? That's the big development of the Gutenberg press, is that the type can be replaced instead of making a single wood block. Right, you make a single ginormous wood block, or what instead happens is, you know, you can just have... Oh sweet, melee armor, siege towers and rams. Let's do that. Because if I can just drop a ram and load people into it, that'd help. My guy should wreck these guys even with the type disadvantage. Hello? Hello? Exactly, right. Characters don't make sense. Right, really focusing on making characters movable. You don't have a small set of characters there, you've got like 500. That's not exactly reasonable. So you don't see that happen as much. It makes sense. It makes a lot of sense. I could build the knight. Or I can build a crap ton of horses. Maybe we just build a crap ton of horsemen instead. Siege engineering is completed. Fabulous. Okay. Control 1. Control 2. So many archers. Maybe we'll get a couple more of them. What can you do for me? You can build me more palisades. Just for the time. Just for a little while. It'll be fine. Not a big deal at all. And then we'll drop a gate in there, and then we should be almost good to go squish. Now that we have this town taken care of, that gives us access to a little bit more. Right, I should go take care of this town, but I'm not going to. I'm instead gonna just, like, say, hey, everyone, chill for a bit. No, that is a lot of people. Like, proud of them. Oh, my knight's gonna die. Damn it. Rip knights. It was a good shot. My villager did die, it looks. No, my villager did not die. Look at them filling in the gap. Who did I just send to move that way? 5? No. No. Good lord, no. Attack move this way. There we go. Plus you. Plus you. Control 3. So we have 1, 2, 3. And then where's our village? Did our villager die? This time for real? I think the villager died this time for real. Drop a palisade gate in here so I can actually get out. Okay, it seems useful. We can't upgrade that, we can't upgrade that, we cannot afford you. We can do that though. Let's go. And 3 plus these is the new 3. Okay, that's enough people. Let's go. Meanwhile, build a bunch of these. Because, yeah. And then 1. What am I missing? I'm missing wood. I will have enough wood by the time I get up there. By the time I get up here, for it to matter, I will be able to build a couple of rams. Okay, build a ram. Grand Chicken Lord, when I say social factors, is that more that the culture wasn't such that they would think to use it for industrialization, or that there's something else going on? Primarily, I think something else, right? There is no pressure to say, hey, we need to use this to accomplish grand industrialization projects, right? And if there's no pressure to say, hey, I'm going to make this, I have a need to make this, well then you're not going to make it. That's just like, that seems obvious, but sometimes it's shockingly hard, right? So you don't actually, there's no pressure that says, yeah, I want to use this to industrialize, and so you don't end up using it to industrialize. Okay, we almost have enough to build a second one. Can I get enough to build enough wood to build a second one, please? Please? Yeah, I mean, we might be able to look at it and say, yeah, obviously, they probably should have used that tech, because turns out it is quite good. In hindsight, turns out you can do a lot with that. But at the time, you're not necessarily going to know that. Get whoever we can into here. These guys are all fine. I'm not worried about them. Though I do want to build a stable up here if I don't have one already. I don't have enough wood. Well, that's fair. Why don't we build a couple, like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Set them to work somewhere. Huh. Over here? We're just getting ready for war. It's fine. We're gonna destroy this camp with the power of 2 whole battering rams. Hopefully we can bust down the... what's their face? What are words? I completely blanked on what words were. Oh, that's quite bad. Build a house. Oh, stop it. Just ungarrison literally right there. Stop it. See? Hooray. I'm going to solve that problem. I'm going to solve that problem right away. Like, honestly. Wait, what? Am I going to lose? Did I lose all of my horsemen in this? I lost all but one of my horsemen in this. Good enough. Good enough. I believe in us. Yeah, it's some of that. I won't say that's not a factor, Chicken Lord, right? There's things that we kind of assume and connect.
The French discovered the Routier hidden camp.
Hello? Please ungarrison these people properly. Like, honestly, holy sh... I mean, this still is a slaughter, which is bad. But at least we're in a slightly better position on the tail end of this. For what we can actually do from it. This one is not a slaughter. This one is us slaughtering them. Come on, please break the thing. Well, at least it's gonna burn down. Right, it is on fire, and they don't seem to have any villagers. So it will burn down. It's just gonna burn down very slowly. Do I have any, like, people not doing stuff? Amazing. Why don't we build another archery range? And another... Well, actually, you're over here. You're gonna go help gather wood, because... Sure. We're trying this again. Right, technological development is super complicated. There is no single mechanism that fully explains why something does or does not happen or work. Sometimes it just works because it does, and sometimes it doesn't work because it doesn't. But I tend to think that more social reasons, right, between having alternative sources of labor, not seeing the having alternative sources of supplies and labor, having methods that already work, having culturally determined things of both aesthetic and practical standards, etc. All of those kind of work together. And so you don't actually get a single... There isn't ever a single explanation, right? Sometimes it's not having technologies to interface. Sometimes it's like, you know, things get developed for novelty and then social systems build up around them to justify their existence. Sometimes it's something else entirely. I mean, we're gonna lose that, but it's a palisade, who cares? We already have enough people to go again, though. I think we easily have enough people to just go again. Hey, we actually got... We got it without everyone dying. Here we go. Queue up more people there. Queue up more people there. You've got more people queued up. Queue up more people there. There. Now when everything goes bad... When everything goes bad and we die, we've got other options. Is this going okay? This seems to be going okay still. Alright. Let's see how this is doing. Galahad supremacy. No. No, Galahad. No. There are an interesting history of coffees, but the idea coffee as a stimulant, as a social drug of choice instead of alcohol, plays a big role in the Enlightenment and the Industrial Revolution, is severely overstating the impact of any of that. Because it's not like alcohol stops being consumed. And it's not like places that had coffee earlier were magically farther along the grand tech tree. No. Right? Because if coffee was the reason, places that had coffee earlier would see social advancement of a much more... Like, if you think that that is a driving mechanism, then you expect to see more social mechanisms in places that, you know, had coffee already. It's not like it intersects with the grand European consciousness and then magic happens. No. No. It absolutely does. It absolutely sounds like 19th century temperance movements creating a just so story that says, oh yes, look at how evil alcohol is. But there's a huge drinking culture in the 17th century. Are you kidding me? There's a massive alcohol culture. And like, That's fine. Alcohol is fine. It is not some devil. But yeah, no. Yep, no problem. Right, there's no harm meant there. And no harm assumed. But right, it is just something that imagines a huge spike in productivity that just isn't attested in the surviving material. Right, you can postulate all you want about, oh yeah, like so-and-so could happen. Like XYZ reasons. But in practice, like, people in the time period aren't really talking about coffee as this grand thing that is enabling so much productivity and changing everything. They're talking about it like it's just a cool thing that has been introduced that it tastes good and you develop a culture around. But that is not... Right, they're not talking about it as like a game-changing thing like we imagine it now. In a society that has incredible access to incredibly cheap coffee. Right, never before seen levels of access to cheap coffee. Ugh. These men-at-arms are a problem. They maul my horsemen. These guys are so scary. Holy shit. Holy shit, these... Did my whole squad get, like, dominated by, like, 10 men-at-arms? Jesus. That was bad. Oh well. Throw them into the fray! I mean, it's not like it's just another spice to trade, right? There are huge coffee house cultures in the coffee and tea houses in the 17th and 18th centuries that are their own industry that was recognized as distinct. But they do have production facilities. And until I can bust those down, I am going to be in trouble. Here. They have so many. They have so many. And I can't do anything about these men-at-arms. Like, I don't have a good solution to that. Wait, wait, where did I get all this gold from? Hello? When did I get these? When did I get all this gold? Well, that's interesting. I guess I can build overwhelming numbers of spears? Like, that still is all I can do, is just build more spears. And I guess we can see if these guys are enough to push up. Right, I'm gonna have these guys push up and see if they are able to take this city. Because if I can take this city, get my own gold production, I can start looking at, you know, maybe doing something different. Oh, crap. This is the problem. Garrison. Garrison. This should maul them pretty quick. Turn all to work. Hooray. And there's these guys. We survived technically. More production there. No more production there. More production there. We're getting closer. I want to see how strong these defenses are. Because there may not be a lot. If it's just a bunch of militia, we can just steamroll it pretty quick. Also, the other important thing that can happen soon is we can...
The village of Poissy, rich in gold deposits, was a crucial town for the French to reclaim.
We can maybe start going... Yeah, I mean, this is gold, which is the point. I think there's also gold up there. There's something right here. It looks like gold. On garrison all. On garrison all. And now these guys. We got a pretty big chunk of guys again. Let's go. Please be enough this time. I really hope that's enough this time. I want to just maul this thing. And these guys just don't stop. I do need to drop more people up here. And the problem is that, right, building all these guys over here, it's more man-at-arms. No. No. Exactly what I didn't want. Ugh. The problem is that since I don't have a market, and I don't have... I mean, Ren Chicken Lord, the answer is probably yes, a Mountain Dew would, to talk to Chad again instead of getting stuck in all of my cavalry's failures to do what I hoped they would do. I am making progress, though. Nay. Nay. There we go. Like, we are making a lot of progress here. Like, these guys are almost all dead. These guys are almost all dead. We've got a ton. These are mostly cavalry, and we have a ton of spears right now. We are grinding them down, it's just we're taking horrific casualties in the process. Hello? One. Attack move. I think we do it this time. Chad, I think we do it this time. Because they're just throwing cav at me. And I can take in as many cavalry as I want. But yeah, right, as to the claim that, you know, a Mountain Dew would have sent a 17th century count bouncing off the walls. The answer is almost certainly yes, but not for the reasons you think. Right, the reason is probably not the quantity of caffeine in it. Well, there is plenty of caffeine in it. The reason is probably because of all the sugar in it. Because while they had access to sugar, and they freaking love sugar and consumed a comical amount of sugar, the sheer quantity of sugar that we associate with kind of modern drinks, modern energy drinks, modern soda, is vastly higher than what is generally accessible.
With the Routier camp destroyed, mercenary attacks would
In the early modern period. And so they're... I mean, they are... a big problem. There's gold out there. Okay, that is helpful. Let's grab you. You're gonna drop a mining camp in the wreckage out here. And you are going to build 2 people there, and they're going to join them out here. Oh. Well, that's awkward. Good thing I got reinforcements coming. Oh my god. Get a time machine so you can give your favorite historical figure a chocolate bar? Yeah, yeah. The Hershey Company will thank you for the deep confusion that causes. Okay, do we have enough? Do we have enough? Wait, we might have enough. Do we have at least 600? No? Can we not? Can we not build a landmark? I thought we could build a landmark. You make me sad, game. Well, that's fair. Also, didn't I build a stable out here? I thought I built a stable out here. Boo. Ah, you hear the... I mean... so... Galahad, I believe when I read about the basis of the claim were Oxford students gathering in coffee houses and then becoming known as invisible colleges, combined with the fact with improved transportation and people could transport the bean without it spoiling. And we might have records of coffee being criminalized in many countries in the 15th century. I'm not super sure on the claim about the Ottomans because the claim of they sewn people in sacks and threw them to drown is a thing that Europe likes to accuse many people of, despite themselves also sometimes doing. Not often. But it was primarily a thing done to animals, which does not make it less cruel. It just makes it a thing done to animals. But yeah, right, exactly. It's a good point, Grand Chicken Lord, right? The claim is, that comes from that should not be that the stimulate increases productivity or intellectual ability, but rather that, turns out, putting people in the same place tends to produce a lot of things. Hello, Scum of Dunwall. Thank you. I'm doing great, thank you. But yeah, I mean, that's not actually different from think about today, right? You have plenty of people sitting in coffee houses. Right? I can go to a cafe anytime I want, and can hang out with friends, and can talk about a lot of really cool stuff. And that's not a claim of, well, look at how much I can do. Right. That's in no way, shape, or form a claim of, oh yes, coffee makes me smart. But rather, it's a good social place. And big, elaborate tea and coffee house consumption ends up being a really productive social place. Nay, that's an oak tree. That still is an oak tree. There's our horseman. Sheesh. My not bows got absolutely slaughtered there. You know, I'm with you, Grand Chicken Lord. I have missed that. So my spears got absolutely dominated, so I need to, like, max out my production queue there, and then, can I do anything to speed up that production? Besides build another one. We're going to just build another one, because that's the only way I can speed up my production. And I need more production right now, because... Where are you going, sir? Oh gosh, my AI is... The AI for these guys is not good. I'll go out on a limb and I will say the things that need to be said. The AI gets easily confused in this video game. I got plenty of archers, I don't need more of them. I really just need more spearmen. I need a lot more spearmen. And then I need to hit age 3 so I can get my men-at-arms. Because they are the dominant force and I have plenty of people, or plenty of resources, to upgrade. It's just not letting me. Let's see, where are we at right now? I think that's probably fine. That should be plenty to take out what remains of this town. That should be more than enough. Oh, you captured this one again? Shame. What did I do? How tragic. How terrible. How terrible. You will not get resources from me. I mean, they will get resources from me, but that's not really the point. Oh crap, that's a fairly big stack of people. Cavalry? Go attack these guys. How did they sneak past me? I actually need the whole stack to go this way. As it turns out, I need the whole stack to do it because, oh boy, they somehow got past me, and that is bad. We're just gonna build some walls. Congratulations. We're gonna fortify this town. And there went all of my effort. All of my effort of building up forces. Just immediately went poof. Fine. We're gonna make this stack of archers. Squad 1. They're gonna go up here. Because archers are easy and I've got a lot of them. Death sounds, death sounds, death sounds, death sounds, death sounds. Hooray. Well, we're getting a bunch of spearmen, so we should end up okay now. Also, I will say, I can go down here now, and I can go to these tables, and I go night, 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 and it doesn't even really affect me. And you, gonna grab these, you're gonna go from here, and you're gonna go all the way across here. That's like 26, that's like nothing, that's cheap. Ooh, that is a super juicy question, Chicken Lord. Right, and also you have good taste in historical interests, because turns out that is what the thing I am interested in too. I am interested in primarily, like, social, cultural, and environmental histories. So the questions of, you know, how are people thinking about this at the time is absolutely a good one, and an interesting one, and a worthwhile one to be asking. So, the answer kind of depends on when in the 100 Years' War are we? Because sometimes the answer is very much, yeah, it's not really that big a deal. And other times, it's hard to overstate how big of a deal it is. Right, so the example I'll return to here is the sieges at Calais. Well, there have been multiple sieges in Calais during the war. But I think the more famous one is in the 1380s, question mark. It's Henry V. Where the siege is so devastatingly brutal that people are stuck in between, how am I not doing? The Calais has to turn people out, right? Literally shove civilians that were in the surrounding farms out of the city because there is no food left. And then the English say, no, you are not allowed to go through, right? We refuse to let you leave the city. We refuse to let you through our encampment. You are going to take food that we want for our people. Oh, for God's sake. They came back to capture the sacred site. So, right, for those people at that time, I think it's hard to overstate just how devastating, utterly, painfully, horribly devastating the war, the 100 Years' War actually is. At other times, it's far less clear that the 100 Years' War is really causing an impact at all. Right, certainly in these cases, you know, the violence of the war, plus the increased economic burdens, plus the Black Death, plus a whole bunch of stuff for these peasants that we are inflicting class violence against. And you could see, oh, what's his name? Oh god, in England in the 1380s there's a big revolt. Oh god, why do I not remember who it is? They can actually, like, capture London.
The French army defeated the rebels at Croissy and took control of the gold-rich village.
Oh.
The central monastery town of Cocherel was still under the control of rebel peasants. The French army would have to take it before they could launch.
Good, you guys are working on that. You guys are working on that. I don't really care about this, so we can just stack here. We can just stack them there. Oh, what? How did you guys get in here? How did you guys get in here? Alright. Be that way, I guess. Wow, you're still building those. Sheesh. Build me a battering ram. Build me another battering ram. Build me a third battering ram. Cool, we got 3 rams en route. Ah, crap. I wanna go garrison in here. I hear wolves. Where's the... There's the wolf. Wild. Well, guess I know that I need to build all the way around. What is this dumb? Like, this is crazy. Well, alright. These guys have shields, but they're just gonna get, like, mauled. Don't worry about it. It's fine. Everyone's fine. Get wrecked. What, Tyler? Thank you, Rat. You'd think after all this time I'd still remember, you know, the most significant peasants' revolt in... Ugh. Crap. No, not you. I need to build far more people. Perfect. Nailed it. I need to build far more people. There we go. These guys are fine. They're gonna go in here. What? Oh. Well, there's my problem. God, look. They're truly going into the knights as the... Knights are like tanks compared to these guys. Yeah. So be it. Sadly, not everyone can have good arguments. That's alright, we should be good now. Now that this wall is built, we should be pretty well defended. We can focus on producing knights out of here. What are you doing up here? Are you still being built? Are you actually making progress, or are you just existing? You seem to be making progress. On garrison. Lumber camp. I guess up here? That's fine. Get everyone involved. No, these don't look like they're making progress. Are they? Please. If they could hurry up, that would be lovely. They take so long. But I don't think they finished. Yeah, they definitely weren't being built. Turns out that's kind of a problem. Seriously? Well, they're that nice. Rip. And I have so many archers. I have too many archers here. That's a lie. I can never have too many archers. Ha! That is precisely and exactly my problem. Just attack that. You can just like roll up and attack this. Everyone here attack move. Everyone here. Attack move. Everyone here. Attack move. If you could hurry, that would be lovely. You guys, did no one here gonna do it? No one? No one at all? Well, like these rams will maul the gate, no problem. There we go. Problem solving. Recapture this town. Where are they going? Hello? Anyone? Anyone at all? I have a lot of archers. This is absurd. This is a comical number of archers. But archers are good against spears, so this is actually big brain and definitely not me just like not paying attention to who I've actually produced. Literally 45 archers. And they say the English have a monopoly on longbows. So, cheers in chat for class violence? I guess? I don't know. I don't feel good about this, but that's what we're going for. Like, that's what we've made. So, may as well celebrate it? Right? If they are going to make peasant rebels the bad guys, which is our choice, I feel the need to reiterate over and over the extent to which this is a choice that the game made to make peasant rebels the bad guys that you should murder. Yeah, that's who we're fighting. We're fighting a peasant rebellion. So, yeah. This is a thing. That was 50 arrows to the face. Oh, come on. Where is there anyone else? Like, sincerely. Those guys are being produced still. Like those are just making more people. That's not actually reclaiming the city. There's a spot wherein there are militia. And it is out of town right here. I found them. I found them. They're not attacking me, they're just wasting my time. Oh my goodness. Please. Please. There they go. Here we go. Who's ready? Hello? Hello? Anyone? No? Wait, does this not even— this isn't even counting. This isn't the group. Who is it then? Oh. Found him.
The French army took control of the rebel villages, and the peasant uprising was subdued.
Oh god, no. No, no, no. The opposite of that. Oh yeah. No, no. We are 100% the good guys.
Defend its center of influence, the monastery at Cocherel.
Oh no, we are 100% the good guys.
Northeast of Cocherel, Charles of Navarre's army had established a fortified camp. The King of Navarre sought to make himself ruler of France as well. He intended to press his claim by destroying the newly arrived royal forces.
So I will point out that— oh wait, this is Charles of Navarre. This is fine. This is actually fine. This is a different guy. Do I have stone here? I do have stone here. You can get 5 people working on stone. I still can't get up to— boo. Oh, what? What is the problem? Stone wall? Ah, there's not a lot of point for me to build that up. We'll just like drop a palisade wall across here. Stop it. Palisade across. There we go. Yeah, I am getting uncomfy feelings from being like, oh yes, we are Charles V of France, doing such noble actions as murdering peasants. I can't say I feel good about it. Can sure say it's a thing, but oh sure, we just like bamfed into the castle age now? Alright. I'm not gonna complain. Are those knights? Of course those are knights. Why would they not be knights? I shouldn't have done that here. You need to just be producing things. You need to just be producing things. You can go research, research, research. You need to be producing things and routing them into town. We got lots of resources, we may as well. We got plenty of population for the moment. And you guys are just all going to work on stone, you guys are all going to work on gold, and together we will do stuff, and it might work. Drop a gate? No. Drop a gate? Sweet. My infinite archers appear to have done good. These guys are great. I've got someone just standing here, don't I? Arsenal. Siege workshop. Another gate so I can get out of town. Do I have a blacksmith somewhere? I'm sure I built a blacksmith somewhere. Yeah, there we go. Mining stuff, mining stuff. Lumber camp? Lumber camp. There. Mill. There. There's another mill out here, which I can use to research even more things. Voila! Technological development. Scum of Dunwall, loads of them. Wat Tyler's was incredibly successful locally. It's just that it eventually, maybe possibly overextended a bit. Market. Can I build a market here? I cannot build a market. That's fine. I will live. By the way, to everyone... honestly. Do have a town center here. Let's build a couple of scouts. I haven't had some of those in a while. What happened here? Did you run out of trees? Wait, did you guys run out of trees to the lumber? Hello? Alright. Go build another one out there. You're fine. What else can I do? What else should I do? It's not just can, but should. Densely populate towns. But yeah, I mean, there were loads and loads of peasant rebellions that were at least locally successful because, right, an important thing to note here is just what counts as success. For a lot of peasant rebellions, one of the main goals was to eliminate the, like, records that they... So they would target, actually, archives. And it is some of those archives that would be the thing that gets targeted. What is here? Who are you? Why is shiny? Where is shiny? I see so many shinies and I do not know what those are. Oh, relics. Hee 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 hee. Okay. Well, that was exciting. Just hanging out, having a good time. Yeah, exactly, right? They wipe away layers of debt, layers of servitude. Basically the things that gave the Lord could wave in their face and say, hey, yeah, this is... like... a move. What? Move! Hello? Sweet. There's another one. Watch this. We're gonna big brain them. He's just up here in the corner, isn't he? Yeah. Like, he's sending some pretty beefy guys at us, and we are not building... We are not building anything in a way that is conducive to stopping him. We need to be building a lot more. God, like, so much more. Incendiary Arrows. Greased axles. Steeled arrows. Iron undermesh. Perfect. Where did my scouts go? What? Scouts? Hello? Anyone? No? No. Did any peasant rebellions become full-on free states or microstates? Oh... Peasant rebellions could be a part of that process, but it's not like, right, the goal of a peasant rebellion is very rarely to fully declare independence. Right? A lot of them do not have a problem with the idea of so-and-so, right, we are part of a... You know, just like garrison in here. You can all fit. Sweet. There's that, there's that. One. They move. They move. So yeah, like the point is very, very rarely that, oh yes, we are going to demolish... Oh, did this run out? Crap. Very rarely we are going to demolish the state we are a part of, declare independence, and be free. That's like not what things are about. Oftentimes it's about very specific ongoing material crises. And then as a corollary to that, it's often about very specific people. And so, right, it could spiral, either with the city becoming, if like a whole city ends up being established as independent, you definitely could see that happen, but I'd say it's pretty rare overall, because that's usually not the thing they're trying to do, and so it's pretty rare that they end up doing the thing they weren't trying to do. You know? Ugh, I need one of you to repair this. I can't believe it took that much damage with not a single person around. Also, I'm mostly trying to capture a bunch of these, because these are super important for me as I try and get other sources of gold. Right. Like, these are crucial ways for me to get things. I can't think of any specific times it would have spiraled all the way up to just, you're independent now, lol. Yeah. I can't think of any times where the free states I can think of actually became free states due to revolt rather than through various other means. Yeah. They are. The sacred sites are in fact ancient ruins. There's no reason for it. The fact that they're considered sacred is kind of hilarious. God, I really gotta build myself some stone walls here. I got plenty of stone. I do, no I don't. This ran out of oomph. I am out of stone. I want to use that stone for making... I want to use that stone to try and make one more keep that I can retreat to when the battle goes bad, rather than trying to use it for the sake of... Hello. Auto heal on? Perfect. I'm going to explore here. I mean, actually, I think the reason for it is just that they don't want to hand out any sacred sites. But I think they just don't want to be handing out like culturally specific sacred sites, and so they default to ancient, which in a medievalist game means Greek. But yeah, right, I'm continuing to try and think of, like, examples of times where they almost definitely, well, that's bad. Rip this guy. We got some guys incoming. Hope y'all are ready. God, I need so many people over here. And I'm just going to build like 500,000 spearmen. Oh crap, what? Oops. We're gonna chalk that one up to an oops. Okay, that should basically fill out my entire population cap. Should be good. Once all these guys arrive, we should be good to just kind of like walk forward. Yeah, I suppose the Hussites would be the closest. Because the Hussites are a proto-Protestant movement, so it's religiously motivated, but it is also anti-elite. And so it does have some significant similarities with some of the... does have significant similarities to other peasant revolts. One could also think of like the Lollards as John Wycliffe's supporters as being this odd mix of like being halfway a peasant revolt and halfway a religious revolt and halfway neither of those. Right. Definitely a good example though, right? Like, good call. Hi. Just... you can attack through the wall. You can attack... I know you have enough range. Alright, that was weird. That was real funky. Okay, we are going to fill up our population cap, so let's grab... The only thing I don't have is cavalry. Crap! I can't do anything about that now, except, like... Take a chunk of... Take this squad 1, 41 ordinary-ass archers, and run them at the enemy. Just kinda go for it. That is my solution. Because I want more cavalry than I have, and so in order to deal with that, I'm going to see how many of these archers I can get killed. I am a good and just ruler. No one can criticize me for any of my policies. I'm going to build a bunch of you. And then walk up here. And then I am going to go over to here and upgrade my knights. There are 3 halves. I stand by what I said. There are at least 3 halves to any good revolt. Could they just kill it? I suppose religion was an important source of organizing groups of people in general. Exactly. Right. You got it right on the money. Because, yeah, if you're going to organize some movement of people, doing it through religious gatherings is really important. And religion is really powerful. And can end up causing a lot of harm. A lot of good. A lot of harm. It is many things to many people, and it is almost impossible to narrow down to just one. I really want another stable. That's what I want. Just, like, give me a stable right here so I can make some knights. Because I don't have a lot of knights right now. My cavalry division is pretty bad. Matter of fact, we can grab... Because I am totally out of, like, all of my resources, so it is just build up. Build up and then steamroll them. And that involves building a castle right here so I can back up when I need to. And I can just sit in the shadow of the castle. And then otherwise, it's just kind of go for it. Perfect. Clean myself up of a lot of space. And then after we finish this, we're going to call it a night. With an N. And not a K. You know what I mean. Good lord. I have so many people. Everything is getting confused. Oh no. What have I done? Yeah. I mean, one need not use one's like social improvement and anti-elite like class struggle to get that. Right, one could also look at modern like apocalypticism and cult as being extremely powerful religious forces. And right, I mean, like, the game is highlighting that. The monastery at Cochoel is our central place upon which all else builds. Okay. They are far enough forward, which means these guys can try and build this up here. Ugh. Problem with all these guys is it's really too many people. Yeah. And it does more than just organize people, it's more than just a thing that can be leveraged for power. The big problem here is that these guys all kind of... I didn't think about this. There. I have solved my problem. Luckily, they seem more interested in burning down the walls than in burning down the castle. Which is the thing that I needed them to do. Or not do, as the case may be. We're doing good. Right. Forever impossible to nail religion down to one thing that has one goal. And frankly, I think it would be way more boring. If we tried. Right? Think about how much interesting fun stuff we miss. If we're too eager to... This is what we call a problem. Cavalry charge 1. Me cavalry charge 2. We'll see whose cavalry is better. Probably not mine, which means I need to get all of these guys back here yesterday. Oh, it is mine. Oh, how exciting. Oh, you love to see it. It might be mine. It's not clear to me that it's mine. I'm hoping it's mine? I'm really hoping it's mine. It sadly was not mine. I don't think it's gonna be mine. I think it's my spearmen show up at the last moment. And I get 3 horses left. I don't even get that many horses left. I think I have 2 horses left. Well, that went well. I really want horses. I would really love to have them. Not be dead. Really would think that's pretty cool. Nope. Those are just regular horses. I want fancy horses. Fancy horses. There we go. Okay. You guys have that up there. You two, build me another stable right here. And we will build fancy horses right here too. And once we have our fancy horses, we will be able to... Absolutely, I mean, this is going to be a slaughter. This is not going to be pretty. Especially when these guys get their pavisas up. Boom. Horses. I definitely have too many things in the production queue for how many people there are. That's fine. I'm not worried about that at all. Especially if they're going to hemorrhage units like this. Like, we can actually sustain these losses fairly comfortably. Which is shocking. Truly staggering, but we did it, maybe. I really want to have more of these guys, just because it would benefit me a lot to have more of these people and with less production time on them. But I don't know that that's actually going to be viable. But we got a horse there, we got a horse there, we got a horse there, we got like 4 more horses here. Well, we'll take what we've got right now. We'll try and remember to reinforce later. Right, once this guy gets up, which should be enough time for one of these to build one more guy, we should be able to just push everyone up. And then we've got a contingent of Royal Knights. Huzzah. Hooray. And these guys... are they healed? They are all healed. Hooray. We're just gonna, like, go big, go home? By go home, I mean not. Just go big. I don't know, words are hard. Words are extremely hard at this point. I have been streaming for 4 hours with no breaks, which is a bad idea, chat. Don't let me do this regularly, because this is causing a problem with me just babbling and saying words. What? Why are you assembling right now? Like... hello? Please, Royal Knights? Don't let the Royal Knights all die. Hello? Hello? Literally all of these guys, please walk forward all of the way into the raiding party. I swear, they try and mess with me by doing this. They really don't, yeah. I agree with that. Done well, right, that Age of Empires, for the most part, does not have a good sense of what it is trying to do with medieval religion. I mean, Crusader Kings doesn't do a great job of it either. Let's be clear, right? Neither of those games really try and deal with, really effectively manage to do anything with medieval religion. Which is not a diss on either of those games, it's just that medieval religion is really hard to do well. It is complicated. And however complicated you think it is more complicated than that. Nope. Control 4. And 1, shift 2, shift 3, shift 4. Shift U is 5. Whoa, I just goofed everyone up. So 1 is just 1. This is 2. This is 3. Control 4. Control 3. And then 1, 2, 3. Oh, it just didn't. It's just not registering it all right. Lame. That's fine. That's fine. The point is we have everyone, so let's just go. Let's just go. I don't think I need to, like, strategize here. I think I just need to steamroll. 4, Control A. Really? What is literally the entire crew doing? Let me attack move.
Pushing up the hillside, the French discovered Charles of Navarre's camp. His front line had the high ground and was made up entirely of archers.
Oh my god.
The French would have to think carefully about how to approach the stronghold.
Yes. Carefully. That's totally the word I was using. That was exactly my thought. Uh-huh. Yep. Yep, this is me thinking carefully, chat. Yep. Ooh, my name is Yuke. I don't think that's a great interpretation of events there. Right, the king's existing in the first place is kind of the result of religious consolidation in the Bronze Age. So tied together, it's hard to tell where one starts and the other begins. It's not right. Religion is way older than that, and ideas of unitary leadership seem to be way older than that. Oh. That was exciting. Congratulations. That being said, right, there is a book that just came out called The Dawn of Everything that is doing an anarchist reading of early society that is supposedly really good. I haven't read it. It is hard. All the copies have been reserved for months yet that I've been able to find. But I know some people who got advanced access who think it's really good. So I'll be curious to see how they change that, but I don't think a purely religious explanation of rulership is meaningful or terribly useful. It's not unrelated, but those are extremely complicated. Extremely complex. So even in periods of truce, which by the way, I like that they're saying truce instead of peace here. That's a good choice. France started raiding and pillaging. Mercenary companies and individual soldiers recruited across Europe and then dismissed will go about taking what they wish from the population. This is true of both French and English mercenaries, by the way. The Genoese would raid anyone. In the 1360s, more than 15,000 routiers were looting and pillaging across the kingdom, going so far as besieging Avignon to extract a ransom from the Pope, who at the time was in Avignon. And when King Jean sent his armies, they smooshed them. And the Pope calls a crusade, and it doesn't work. And then also, we're also at the point close to the Albigensian Crusade, aren't we? Albigensian Crusade. It is like a century earlier, never mind. For some reason I thought that was 1309, not 1209. Oops, my bad. My bad. I mean, my understanding of Bronze Age religion is limited, but my understanding is that, right, certainly there is an idea of a god king that gets established, especially in like Acadia and Neo-Assyrian empires, where they're specifically like using religious iconography to to up the king, and like Sargon II is one who is able to do that, but it gets complicated. It gets vastly more complicated the moment you start digging down, and the fact that there are, different religions that each interact with rulership differently really throws a wrench in the whole plan. Really throws a wrench in the whole thing. And then you get someplace like Egypt, which has a priestly class that is connected to, but also in conflict with, the royal and aristocrats. Words are hard. So it gets complicated the farther we get to, and it's so culturally contingent that I don't feel comfortable with the super oversimplification of kingship is derived out of religion in the first place. It's just... everything I have ever studied says that the relationship is extremely complex and extremely culturally contingent, and humans have not gotten less complex in the distant past, right? They weren't less complex in the Bronze Age than they are now. And so it interacts in a really tense way that is super interesting, but that requires years of study per culture to really get so close to understanding it on an individual level, and then on top of that, understanding it on a universal level is problem. Right, because my specialization is Vikings. If you've been around here, I live. Wait, sentence, words, please help. If you've been here any length of time, you know that my specialization is and always has been Vikings. And the questions of conversion around that intersect very clearly with ideas of power, but not fully, and not in easy ways. And pre-Christian religions intersect with power in even less clear ways. So, it's such a tight thing that it's hard to really untangle that and find any sort of mechanism that will apply to most places most of the time. Because all places all the time is not viable. But most places most of the time is still not viable. It just feels a little bit closer. Anyway, we're going to call it a day because we made it through 3 maps, and that's not bad. Not with the way I've been playing, that wasn't bad. So, if you enjoyed this and are not yet followed, please do consider it. And if you're really feeling spicy, those Twitch Prime subs give you a subscription every month for free, and that unlocks more excellent emotes for you to spam across the Twitchverse, because the world needs more medieval marginalia. Right? The world needs more medieval marginalia, and you have that power. Just like that. Thank you for the Prime sub. Also, we got a fucking great lineup coming up the rest of the week. So next stream is going to be Friday, and we're going to be making our return to the game that will not let me be, namely Assassin's Creed Valhalla. The Oscarea seasonal event is ongoing, and last week they released the Tombs of the Fallen update. Which means we are going to be talking about the Wild Hunt and the Akani, which is just a wild combination. But to get that, I have a friend coming on who is an expert in the Wild Hunt specifically. Like, I know he's working on at least 1 article on them, and the first talk I ever heard him give was about the Wild Hunt. So I got an proper expert, a more expert than I am an expert, on to talk about that and review that. That's going to be Friday. It's going to be a kick-ass stream. Then on Sunday, we've got The Legend of Tianding, which if you have not seen the VOD yet, for the first half, go see it. That game fucking rules. Like, that game is the most fun I've had playing a historical game in a long time, because it is action platformer beat-em-up about a Taiwanese folk hero from the early 20th century. Stellar stuff. I'm going to have a guest on for that, as well, an expert in Qing history and Qing colonialism, so we're going to have a juicy conversation around that, and the kind of the background context to the Japanese colonization of Taiwan that directly inspires Liao Tianding. And then on Monday, so we got 3 in the next week here, we're going to continue the series, Historians versus New World, wherein we get experts from the historical games world space on in order to attempt to make sense of Amazon's MMO that is just bonkers. Absolutely bonkers. Gonna take it way too seriously. We're gonna take it more seriously than the dev team seems to have taken it. And really try and dig in. And my guest for that time will be none other than Blue from Overly Sarcastic Productions. So it's going to be a juicy conversation around the public history space, making historical content. How do you, like, be successful at that? And the place where modern media has within that whole ecosystem. I am super excited for that. You all should be excited for that. So spread the word. Make sure you're followed. Make sure you have everything lined up. And clear your schedules, because we are in for one heck of a week. In the meantime, I'll switch back to here in order to wave goodbye. I hope you all have a lovely rest of your week, chat. And then I will hopefully see you all on Friday for Assassin's Creed Valhalla, because, oh boy, video games. They put Boudica in an Assassin's Creed game in the Viking Age. Well, I have thoughts. I have thoughts. I will save them for Friday. Make sure y'all come join for that, because it's going to be lots of noises that may or may not make sense, but will definitely be entertaining. Yeah. I mean, she's dead, but yeah. That's who the Fallen is in the tombs. I have feelings. If you want to see my feelings, come join on Friday. And with that, I will call it a night. I hope everyone has a lovely rest of your evenings, and I will see y'all later. Bye.